Welcome to Longview Game Day. Chuck, Zach, and Tony Kirk along with you, live from LOBO Stadium in a much-anticipated ball game tonight between the Longview Lobos and the Lancaster Tigers. The last 3 weeks we've been talking rivalries against Marshall and against Tyler Legacy and against Lufkin. All three of those were blowouts by the Lobos. Tonight, it's a new district foe, the Lancaster Tigers. It's not much rivalry. They've only met 3 times before, but this may be the biggest ball game of the season for the Lobos.
Well, certainly when you looked at the schedule in preseason, this is the date you had circled on the calendar, the one you expected to be for the district title. And even though it's only in the second week of the district play, it is here. And the Lobos have them at home this year. Last year, didn't we see Lancaster at
playoffs?
Mesquite?
Yeah, oh yeah, playoffs.
So it's not a foe that they're not somewhat familiar with, haven't seen them last November, but still, big ball game, great ball club. They've got one loss, and it was to a pretty good ball club.
Yeah, well, they come in with a 3-1 record. And by the way, they've met in not just last November, but in the November before that as well, 2 times in a row in the playoffs. They've met both times at Mesquite Memorial. This is the 4th time overall the 2 teams have met each other. But you're right about the Lancaster Tigers. They are coached by Leon Paul. They are 3-1 on the year. They beat Dallas Skyline to open up the season. They won a game that perked up ears, beating South Oak Cliff 21-3. Yeah. Now, they did not win the next week, but it's a 6A Denton Geyer that they lost 50-27. And then last week opened up district play for their first shot at district, and they made McKinney North a believer with a 74-7 crushing of McKinney North last week. So they come in with a very nice resume. They've checked off all the boxes for a second-year coach. Not bad.
Talk about a second-year coach. He came to the Lancaster Tigers a couple of years ago when their coach went to the University of Texas. New coach down there, Steve Sarkeesian, wanted a high school coach, so he dipped into the high school ranks at Lancaster. And then they went looking around. It took them a while to find this head coach, but eventually they just went down the street to Duncanville, and he was their passing game coordinator, and they brought him in here, and that's what he's doing. He's got them spread out, slinging the ball around.
And we had this conversation a little bit last season during the playoffs. This is a coach they brought in who also has huge track experience. He was a track coach at Duncanville. They take that seriously at Lancaster as well. And so they really played this up for, we want a guy that's going to bring in a passing offense that's going to be predicated on speed. They found their match. This is their guy, and they're looking to try to do something that nobody's done since John King's been the coach, which is to beat him in a district home opener. He's 18-0 in home openers here in Longview, and we'll flip this side around. Leon Paul's teams have never lost a district game. Now, they haven't been in this district, but there's somebody's going to have to put a 1 next to their name. Now, it's either going to be the Lobos get their first loss under King for a home opener in district, or Leon Paul's teams lose their first district game since he's been the coach.
Yeah, you bring up the track aspect of it. It's pretty amazing. Lancaster's had 19 state championships in track. It's just incredible. Coach Paul himself won a state championship at track at Kennedale a few years ago, and so you're right. It's a huge part of what they do, both on the boys and girls side there in the south part of Dallas. And so it's not often that the Lobos get on a football field and probably aren't the quickest team on the field, but tonight that's somewhat of the expectation.
No question about it. And, of course, the Lobos side, they're the #1 team in the state. They have been since the preseason began, so they come in with a 4-0 record. They have crushed everybody. McKinney Boyd 36-10 in the rainstorm. Marshall 48-11. Tyler Legacy, they don't even want to talk about Tyler anymore, 69-0. They didn't get but 2 first downs in the game. And then last week, renewing an old rivalry with Lufkin. You kind of think, all right, Lufkin's coming in a little bit frisky. They had pulled off a big win the week before against A&M Consolidated, and instead the Lobos just hammered them 56-7. And it, every once in a while you hear it wasn't even as close as the score. It could have been a whole lot worse. Most of the significant members of the Longview Lobos didn't even play in the second half of that game last week.
Well, that's been kind of the common trend throughout this early season. Lobos have got to play a lot of people in the second half. That's one of the reasons when you look at some of their star players statistically, their numbers aren't all that impressive because you're getting so many people in the game in the second half that it's kind of dwarfed some of the numbers for them. By the way, if you want to be impressed by Lancaster's one loss, go back and look at who Denton Gyers played and the tail whoopings they put on people. While Lancaster was held to 27, Geyer held Rockwall Heath to 14, Aledo to 14, Aledo, and Prosper to 6. Pretty impressive what their defense has done this year.
Yeah, those are some big hitters. Hey, before we move on, we need to do our weekly take a look at our Longview Orthopedic Star Foundation Student Athletes of the Week. They're popping up on the screen in front of you now. Sophie Elliott's from Beckville High School. She is a volleyball extraordinaire. And, of course, the folks are at Beckville are partnered by Pepper Trucking. And then our male athlete of the week is Colin Lewis from Gladewater. He's a basketball, football, and track star. They're partnered by Bill Dickinson, Chevrolet, and Buick. And that is our Longview Orthopedic Star Foundation Student Athletes of the Week for week number 5.
And if you're a Longview fan, you recognize the sound of that howl as the Lobos come onto the field and the horn that joins in to get everybody fired up here before the game.
And tell you what, we're going to take a quick break talking for a second. We're going to post up on the screen a message that we'll come back and summarize, but that we're going to show you a couple of times tonight because for you guys who are halftime fans, obviously, of the show, the band, the drill team, etc., there's a message we got to show you, and then we'll talk about it a little bit when we come right back. All right, for those of you that were speed readers, you got that. For those who may not be, the basic message of that is we had a bunch of band kids as well as drill kids and others who were down in San Antonio for a performance tomorrow in front of what's known as TASB, the Texas Association of School Boards. They're going to do that tomorrow. They're representing the school with great pride, but that means a lot of them aren't here tonight. And so as a result, we will not have the drill part of the halftime presentation tonight. So appreciate the bands, majorettes, and vuettes who are in attendance tonight for making the halftime show possible, but we're not going to have the drill part of tonight's presentation.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool deal. One of the board members at Longview is the standing president, or sitting president, however you want to view it, of TASB, and so he gets to show off his district and show off some of his fine arts kids. So congratulations for them to get to go down there and perform in front of that organization.
All right, well, we are getting ready to present the colors, it looks like, as pregame pomp and circumstance rolls on here. We're about 6.5 minutes away from kickoff, so we'll be quiet while they're going to present the colors, do the national anthem, and we'll get you ready for the starting lineup in the opening kickoff here in just a couple of minutes on Longview Game Day.
Of Americans and others that reside in the path of this growing storm. Thank you. And now the LOBO band will play our national anthem. tonight's members of the Longview High School JROTC Color Guard are Cadet First Sergeant Jose Santa Cruz.
All righty, we're getting ready for captains to come out to the center of the field. Of course, we want to remind you this is the second game of district. We've got one game in district under our belt already, and this field split. Longview, Forney, Lancaster, and Tyler, each with district wins last week. Forney beating West Mesquite 43-14. Of course, Longview's win over Lufkin we talked about. Lancaster over McKinney North, and Tyler was a winner over North Mesquite 27-23.
It was an impressive district debut last week down at Abe Martin Stadium as the first quarter looked like Lufkin might try to make a game of it and had a little success moving the ball early, but didn't take long for that Longview defense to figure out what the Panthers had this year and quickly put an end to that and made for a very impressive district debut last week on the road.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a couple of crazy numbers you can look at by the end of last night's game. The Lobos through 4 games, and I hate to even say this because you know we're setting this up for the massive jinx of all time. But Longview has had 1 offensive turnover this first 4 games. They had a Taylor Tatum fumble in, I think, the week 3 ball game. Other than that, they have not turned the ball over at all, which, of course, means that Jordan Allen has been outstanding. He's completed almost 70% of his passes, 670 yards, 8 touchdowns, and no interceptions. And if you can go 10 weeks and have, let's just say, 3 turnovers, you're going to win every game you play.
Well, you would expect so, and certainly we don't want your massive jinx to rear
No,
its ugly head this evening.
I know.
But Allen's just done a good job. He's taking care of the ball. We've mentioned every week how far he's come over last year, and he just seems to get better every week. And what I really like, they're beginning to mix them things up in the offense. They're moving people around. They've had Tatum in the slot a lot the last couple of weeks. They've put Hell in some motion at times, drug him underneath, not always looking to go deep downfield with him. They've really gotten very creative in the way they're getting the ball in the hands of their skill position. And then, of course, the emergence this year of the fullback, Elijah Johnson, has just been outstanding. He's gotten the bulk of the carries early, and he's certainly warranted being fed more of the football.
No question about it. You mentioned Jalen Hale, who earlier this week made his big announcement, long awaited. Of course, if you're watching this, you already know, but Jalen's made the decision that it is the University of Alabama who's going to have him for the next few years. So congratulations to Jalen Hale and to Nick Saban. Should be a beautiful relationship they're going to create here over the next couple of years. Captains down the middle of the field, they're easy tonight. 44, 45, 46. Angel Ramos, Jeremiah Rugeley, and Kylan Sublett are the captains for the green-clad Longview Lobos.
Yeah, if you're the White Hat tonight, if you ask for captain, just give me a 40-something.
Yeah. And this time it was Lancaster that won the toss. They are deferring to the second half. And so Longview is going to receive the football. That's not typically the way John King wants it to go, but you know what? The other team won. They want the option of having that second half, maybe extra possession at the end of the first, and so Longview's going to get a chance to go out on the offensive side to begin things. So we can set our starting lineup for you tonight on the offensive side. Here's how they'll look. For the Lobos, Jax Norman, the 245-pound senior, is going to be at left tackle. Mongo Williams, 250-pounder at left guard. Tevion Morgan, another senior, 285-pounder at center. Jacoby Watts, 235-pound juniors at right guard. Martin Guerrero is the right tackle. He's a 250-pound senior. Angel Ramos, the tight end, goes 215. DK Reese at one receiver. He's 6'2", a junior. Jalen Hale at the other. He's 6'2", and a senior. Elijah Johnson's the fullback. He's a junior as well. Taylor Tatum is the junior tailback at 6 foot, 195 pounds. And Jordan Allen will be the senior quarterback for the Longview Lobos. They'll be going back deep. Let's see if number 20 is probably the guy you're going to want to look for. That is Kelvin Washington, who's averaging better than 50 yards a kick return so far this season. He was a game changer last week, and here comes the kick, and they're going to stay away from everybody deep. It's a high bouncing kick that will roll out of bounds at around the 25-yard line. So trying to avoid Kelvin Washington getting in early, and It's going to be a kick out of bounds, and Longview is going to start in good position. If you're wondering about my voice, because obviously it sounds a bit labored tonight, I had the flu this week, so we're fighting through the ends of the flu. And everybody in the room will have it next week.
We love being in a small press box with you.
Yeah.
We get to share in this experience with you, but we will soldier on, and we pray for good health for your voice, because otherwise you get the Country Cosell doing play-by-play, and I don't think anybody wants that.
Nobody wants any of that. All right, so it's first down. Ball's actually going to be put down at about the 33-yard line. So that is where Jordan Allen and company will go to work for the first time tonight. And how about a handoff on first down, a little pitch out to Taylor Tatum, out to about the 39-yard line. We'll start with about a 6-yard gain, and it's second down and 4.
We talked about being creative. We talked about putting him in the slot, a little reverse, little jet sweep type play to start this thing off. They've played a lot in that gun this year. It's getting away from John King's old-fashioned eye, and I say that, and here we go to the
old-fashioned eye.
Old-fashioned eye.
There you go. Tatum's the deep back. He's going to get the handoff, looking for a spot, and boy, got bumped right into the back of the offensive line and kind of fell down, lost his footing. It'll be no gain on the play, and third down's coming up.
Yeah, you're sitting there all pretty after a big first down gain, and then you run into your offensive lineman, and now you're 3rd and 4, wanting to keep a drive alive.
And now you're not pretty anymore, is that what you're saying?
Not nearly as pretty. Back to the gun here with Johnson beside the quarterback.
All right, 3rd down and 4. And we're going to fake a handoff. Instead, it's going to be Allen, and he gets tripped up in the backfield. The guy that got him is Jamel Jones. And he will fall forward, not near enough for the first down, as he only gains a yard, and it's going to be 4th down.
Even though it was great field position to start the drive, Lancaster gets what appears to be a 3-and-out here. Longview's willing to say, we'll fight battles later in the game. We won't go for it here on 4th and 3 near the midfield spot.
Michael Fields will go back to punt, and back deep is Tyerick Martin. He's number 0. Snap a little bit high, gets it out of there. This one's a beauty. It rolls over down to about the 15-yard line, and there's nothing for Martin to do but fall with the ball at the 16-yard line. Gorgeous kick by Fields. That one's of the, 44-yard variety. It'll be first down for the Tigers.
If you're the Longview defense, you got to think your strengths match up pretty good with the strength of the Tigers. They are a spread speed team. They like to spread you out. If Longview's got a weakness on the defensive side of the ball, they're a little undersized on the D-line. That shouldn't be a problem tonight.
All right, it's first down for the Tigers now at the 16-yard line. Quarterback is number 3, Jaquavius Pipkins. First pass he throws and completes, and it's across the 30 to the 32-yard line. That's a gain on the play of about 16 yards. On the reception, number 88 for Lancaster. That's Emmanuel Choice, a sophomore, and they're going to work right away. Quick completion again, this time to Martin, who takes it across the 43 to the 44-yard line, enough for another first down.
Back-to-back first downs, very impressive. They're trying to take advantage of what the defense is giving them, where they're giving them soft coverage, they're running quick little slants. They are aware of that pass rush of the Lobos, and they're trying to stay away from it.
All right, here we go on first down. Almost picked. Coming up quick was Willie Nelson. Couldn't quite get their pass. Is caught. And it will be at the 48-yard line as Martin makes his second consecutive catch on this series.
Willie didn't get the ball, but I bet they'll think about that a little bit.
Second down and 6. Pipkin back to pass, throw a little bit high, and that'll slow things down on the incompletion.
A little deeper pass that time, so that required better pass protection. The Tigers simply didn't have the patience to stay in the pocket that long and get that thing thrown downfield.
So it becomes now third down at the 48-yard line. It's about 3rd and 7. Pipkin's going to keep this one himself up the middle. He's got a blocker and goes down just as he crosses the 45 into Lobo territory with another first down.
Well, they got a month of film they've seen, and they don't want any part of that pass rush, so they call a quarterback draw on the 3rd and long.
At the 44, back to pass Pipkins. This one caught again by Martin. They're going short, quick passes as Sublett comes up and throws him down to the ground. And it's going to be a second down in about 6.
Yeah, and that's something Longview's going to have to beat tonight. They're going to have to be physical on these little receivers as they make these quick little catches.
Things moving very quickly here on this drive. Pipkins back to pass. That one nearly tipped again by Willie Nelson, who was on the coverage out on that far side. It'll be incomplete, and third down's coming up again.
Yeah, Willie was slow to get in there. He realized at the last second there was an uncovered receiver. As he slid in to get his man, he kind of got in the path of the throw that was going to a different receiver.
This has been a quick drive. Third down. Here goes Pipkin again. Avoids one tackler. Hits across the 35, where he's going to be stood up at the 33-yard line. But that's enough for another first down.
I suspect we're going to see a lot of this tonight. On third down, they're going to look to their quarterback to move the chains. Pipkin is not a big kid, but he's fleet of foot, and looks like we're going to get a change at quarterback here.
Carter Jones is the next quarterback. He's just about the same. They're both sophomores, by the way. Jones, a 6'3", 200-pound sophomore, back to pass. He throws middle of the field. That one should have been intercepted. What's a Darian Boone, who's had touchdowns in back-to-back weeks defensively, let one get away from him there.
Boone knows the way to the end zone, but that time he forgot you got to get your luggage before you go, and he just mishandled the interception opportunity.
So it'll be second down and 10. Jones back to pass, in trouble. He's going to go down at the 34-yard line as he gave himself up before the defenders could get to him. And it's going to bring up third down and long.
Yeah, Jones a little taller, a little more lanky. Takes him a little more time to get going on that draw play. And so no surprise, third and long, Pipkin comes back in here. If you're John King, you better have your spy ready.
Third down and 9. Haven't even had time to talk about the Lobo defense. We'll get a break here, and we will. Pipkins checking back in on third and 9. Clock rolling here with 8:06 left to play in this first quarter. Lobos went 3 and out, and so far Lancaster has driven down the field, a drive that started at their 16-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. Pipkins looking to the right. Slant caught, but short of the first down. Catch made by Cam Robinson. It'll bring up fourth down.
You expect them to go here at this point of the field. A little long for a field goal. An achievable fourth down, and they're not going to hesitate. They're going to go right to the line.
At the 26-yard line, they need the 23 for the first down. Pipkins smacks that hand once. Back to pass, short drop, caught, first down inside the 20 and down around the 17-yard line as Lancaster moves the chains again. This time it's Dalen Jordan on the catch.
Good job by Pipkin. He looked around at the snap to see where the little softer coverage was. I'm sure they've seen on film who they want to pick on. That time they picked on him for first down.
Actually, it was Sin Robinson with the catch. Pipkin on first down, thrown toward the goal line. That's going to be caught in the end zone. And the first score of the game comes via a 17-yard pass completion. And I believe that was number 1. That's 0, rather, excuse me. That's Tyerick Martin on the catch. And it's a 6-0 lead for the Tigers.
Well-executed first drive for the Tigers. Very crisp. Came out knowing exactly what they wanted to do. It took them 1 4th down to keep the chains moving, but it was perfect execution.
Here's the point after try. That kick is up, and it is good. So 7-0 our score. It comes with 7:19 to play in the first quarter. We'll take a 30-second break. We're coming right back to Longview Game Day.
Injuries aren't planned, and here at Longview Orthopedic, we're going to work together with patients to try to attain the best outcome possible for them. We have the ability to treat all injuries for all patients and athletes of all ages. One thing I want patients to understand is that, I've been in their situation. I played football at Texas A&M University, played offensive line, I was a guard, and being an athlete, suffering injuries, and having that passion to get back on the field gave me a really good perspective on the other side of the line as a treating physician now here at the Longview Orthopedic Clinic.
All righty, welcome back. Well, that was impressive. 12 plays, 84 yards, a little over 4 minutes worth of time off the clock as Lancaster drives down the field on the Lobos. Here's the short kickoff again. Longview's got it across the 45-yard line, still fighting for some extra. It's Elijah Johnson who's going to be near the 50-yard line, and the Lobos will take it over there.
Very aggressive play that time by Elijah. He never hesitated, broke on the ball immediately. It looked like a defensive back coming in on that knuckleball. Scooped, took off, great field position to answer because, to be honest, the Lobos just took one on the chin.
Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise.
I don't think it's a surprise. It was just well executed. You had to just kind of tip your hat and say, well played. You saw the film. You had everything prepared to be successful. Now the Lobos will have to make some adjustments.
First down and 10. They haven't trailed many times this year. We'll see how they respond. On first down, burrowing in for a couple of yards to maybe the 47-yard line, where we'll pick up about 3 yards.
It'll be interesting to see if the Lobos make the conscious decision to go back to the eye, run a little clock. Your defense spent only a few minutes out there, but they're a little winded. It was a track meet out there as we expected. You're obviously in 4-down territory. Why not go try to bang it out a little bit, and then they go to the gun.
Yeah. Johnson with the first down carriers. Taylor Tatum in the game, and again they stand him up. Nothing doing at all. Hit first by Cedarian Medlock, the senior defensive lineman, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 7.
Not sure if that was Tatum or Johnson again, but
No, it was Tatum. Tatum had checked back in that time. Here's the defense for the Lancaster Tigers. Jamel Jones, Elijah L., Santo Bro, and Cedarian Medlock are the defensive linemen. Ronald Warren, Kai Williams, and Noah Boulot are the linebackers. Jalen Hampton, Maurice Sherrod are the corners. Gerald Lacey, Corian Gibson are the safeties for the Tigers.
no back set here.
3rd down, nobody to the right, and we're going to have a flag.
Yeah, left tackle bobbled or tight end out there. Whoever was on this end looked like it was a tight end maybe.
They kept him a little long down in that crouch as they're looking things over, and this becomes a little more difficult now. First penalty of the game. Lobos hit with some penalties last week. It's been the one place, if you want to look and say, I tell you what, the Lobos need to clean up this, it's penalties. They got hit again last week. It was 13 penalties for 135 yards last Friday.
Actually, Norman playing left tackle. Jack's just bobbled a little early that time. You got 3rd and 12, and you want to get 5 or 6 yards here if you're the Lobos.
So back across the 50 on their side. 49-yard line, Allen draw play. And again, coming in so fast is that Lancaster defense. They gang tackle Taylor Tatum for a loss of a couple, and it's going to bring up 4th down again. Wow.
Little surprised that Longview didn't try to work the body. This looks like a team that are very fast. Anything delayed is going to work to their favor. These little draw plays, little hesitation, hand off out of the gun takes a little more time. A little surprised they didn't go straight at them.
Back to another 3 and out. Fields coming in to punt, blocked. That one is blocked, and it's going to be scooped up and fallen on at the 35-yard line. The guy that got in there was Jalen Hampton, the cornerback. And the Lobos are right now back on their heels. First down, Lancaster at their 36-yard line.
Did we say speed? The team speed has really been exhibited here early on by the Tigers. That time they came with 3 up the middle. The up men had to make a decision. They didn't make the right one. Unfortunately, somebody got in and blocked the punt. And now if you're the Lobos, you got to tighten this thing up defensively.
On back to pass, here's Pipkins in a little trouble. Actually, it's Jones back in there, and he will be tackled forward to about the 34-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 7.
See what, Jones just is not the escape artist Pipkins is. It'll be interesting to see how long they go with Jones tonight.
On 2nd down, Jones looking left, throws high. It's tipped and goes out of bounds. Intended target that time was Kyson Brown.
Back in, as we've mentioned before, 2-down territory. A little surprised they don't bring Pipkin back here. He's shown the ability to move the sticks with his feet.
Ball sitting at the 34-yard line, so 3rd down and about, actually almost 8. 3 receivers to the right for Jones, 2 to the left. Empty backfield. He's being chased. He'll throw the ball away and out of the reach of the intended target. That time it was to Darian Boone, who put the pressure on. They couldn't get the ball connected to Martin, and so it's going to bring up 4th down now for the Tigers, and you kind of figure they're going again.
Oh, sure. Don't want to accuse Jones of not being athletic. He's just not as athletic as Pipkins. That time he got flushed early, had to try to make a throw on the run, and couldn't get his feet set and was a lot less accurate because of it.
He's getting this whole series, so 4th down and 8. 2-step drop, looking. He'll throw middle of the field, caught. And still going to the 10-yard line, inside the 10 and fighting all the way down to the 5-yard line. That's going to bring up 1st down and goal for Lancaster. On the reception is number 16. That's Dalen Jordan. And on a 4th down and 8, they connect for almost 30.
Jones shows what he can do when he's allowed to get his feet set. He got his feet set that time, found a receiver downfield, and hit him in stride.
Now, first down and goal now for the Tigers. They're going to place the ball down at the 4-yard line. To the ground they're going to go, and we got flags before they get going.
The far side, head linesman threw the flag. Let's see what we got here. Looks like we got some false start. So push them back 5. Sometimes these spread teams struggle a little bit when they get inside the 10-yard line. You don't have the defenses spread out. Allows your corners and safeties to come up with a little more press coverage.
All right, so here we'll go again. We'll try it on first down and goal from the 9-yard line. And again to the ground. Not much. 2 yards maybe on the carry that time. Number 1 is Kyson Brown. Brown, the leading gainer for the Tigers this year. 39 carries, 317 yards. He's averaging about 8 yards a carry.
Yeah, and if you're Longview, you got to be real careful. That wasn't just a setup play. They may come back here with some play action trying to freeze those linebackers.
3:17 left to play in this first quarter. It has been all Lancaster for the first 10 minutes. A very quiet Lobo crowd right now. Back to pass Jones. Yep, he was going to step forward, it looked like, and he's not getting away. First one there is X-Man. Zarius Shepard gets there. Omarion Watkins is with him, and it's going to bring up third down. Yep, Shepard got there along with Watkins. Let's see. Yeah, I think I got that right. Looking on the replay, I couldn't tell, but I think that was Shepard that was the first man there on a loss back to the 14-yard line.
If you're Lancaster, the only good news out of that play is you got a little more room to operate your spread offense here on third down.
So third and goal, loss of 7 on the sack.
If you're Longview, you got to remember to keep them in front of you. Make a tackle, keep them in front of you.
2:24, and we're going to have another whistle. I don't see a flag.
Probably got a timeout right before the.
Lancaster was seeing the clock rolling down, and so they decide to take the timeout. Their first of the ball game. We'll take one as well. 30-second break right back here on Longview Game Day.
At Godarzi & Young, we take things more seriously.
Every case that's handled at our office is handled by a team. That work and dedication has caused our office to recover more record verdicts and settlements than any other law firm in Northeast Texas.
It is our obligation to make sure our client has the financial backings and the manpower to be successful.
We are exactly who we say we are. We're trial lawyers who've gotten results year in, year out.
.223 left to play in the first quarter. A rather shocking development so far as Lancaster has given the top-ranked Lobos all they want for the first quarter. They've got a third down and goal now from the 14-yard line. This starts to be a real big play early in this game.
Sure is. If you could hold them to 3, it's a win for the Lobos.
Kyson Brown in the backfield again with Carter Jones. Jones and Jaquavius Pipkin basically split time at quarterback. They've been doing it all year. Here's Jones back to pass, looking for a little dump off middle of the field. That's Tyson Brown. He catches the ball, but he's not going anywhere. It was really played well by Tadarian Boone, who was the first one there. He's not going to make the tackle, but he blew the thing up, and it's fourth down.
Yeah, Longview's probably a little fortunate. They had a defender almost grab the back coming out of the backfield. That would have been defensive holding, but fortunately for them, he kind of let him go, just touched him enough, and they read the play early, and now looks like Lancaster, who we remind you, this is still goal. You don't have an opportunity for a first down. He's not interested in the field goal.
Nope, on fourth down, they're going to pass up a field goal chance. So Jones going to be asked to try to get him in the end zone. Pass rush coming. He gets away from the first guy. He's not getting away from the rest, though. And the Lobo defense stands up and stops him on fourth and goal. Sack back at the 18-yard line. And I'm waiting for the replay. I think we may have had Boone in there. See who got there first. There were a bunch of guys around him. Shepard was there. And it may have been Shepard who came back and got him. It was.
Well, it was one of those things where you had to get somebody to the end zone. Not so sure if I was Lancaster, I'd have called something that would try to get it downfield and give him room to run. But when you're having to wait for someone to get all the way to the end zone against this Longview pass rush, probably going to be in trouble.
All right, Lobos take the ball back over on downs. They have yet to throw the football. Hand off to Tatum, and here goes Taylor Tatum. The 40, he puts on the Jets. He's going to outrun. Oh, he got tripped. He got tripped. It was not even a tackle. It almost looked like
a
an
little
intentional
surprised we didn't
trip.
get the tripping call there. We'll watch this on the replay. I'm with you. I never saw him dive for him unless he tripped over his own feet.
Boy, I do not
Well,
know.
yeah, I didn't see any contact. It was obvious. Tatum was trying to open it up. He was trying to go from a sprinter stride to a quarter-miler stride, and he may have got the old turf monster to grab him a little bit on that.
It'll be all the way to the Lancaster 41-yard line. First down and 10, best run of the night for Taylor Tatum. First throw, that one's caught. Jadavian Wright with the catch at the 34-yard line, gained a 7, second down and 3 coming up.
Good job that time by Longview. Mix it up. You don't want to just say we're only going to hand the ball off, but I think they will consider continuing to work the middle here. I'm going to bring in a little different fullback here. That's going to be Ramos, who's coming onto the field. Is he tight end or fullback?
He is tight end.
Yeah, I was going to say, they may have him in an H-back type position. No, they're going to put him on the side here. May go power one side.
Yep. Tatum, the deep back again. Hale in the slot. Double cover on top of Hale. Handoff again to Taylor Tatum. And really for the majority of his carries, they hit him behind the line of scrimmage. He'll fall back to the line, but it's 3rd down and 3.
They went to the power side that time, and Lancaster had read it. Johnson will come back in to play the fullback position. There'll be one less receiver. 3rd and short. I won't be surprised if they don't have 2 plays in mind already. They're going to try to get a little here, and if they have to go on 4th down, they'll get a little more.
Now, they'll probably wait till after the quarter break because we're coming down the last 30 seconds of quarter number 1. Tight formation with the eye. Handoff again to Tatum. Right up the middle. He's got the first down at the 21-yard line.
As you sometimes see in those short yardage situations, defense gets packed in, you pop open. All of a sudden now you've got an opportunity to get a big gain, and that's what they did. And you're going to be about 15 seconds. Looks like they're going to try to get another playoff.
Yeah, maybe they are. Here we go. First down and 10 at the 21. Nice little drive going for the Lobos. Again to Tatum. Again up the middle. He'll go forward to the 15-yard line for a gain of 6, and that is where the first quarter is going to end. 12 minutes in the books. It's Lancaster leading the Lobos 7-0 here on Longview Game Day.
And now at OR, we want to buy your used vehicle and we'll give you guaranteed top dollar for yours. And if you prefer to trade, even better, with massive savings on every new vehicle at OR Cadillac GMC in Longview.
All righty, welcome back. Hey, let's get a little shout out and a roll call. Who's with us tonight? You're checking us out here on Longview Game Day, either on Facebook or on YouTube. Let us know where you're coming from, what class were you in. We'll try to keep this thing going tonight. We had 2 really great responses the last couple of weeks. Now we're making the call out today.
Kevin in Memphis is already worried about the Lobos. I told him not to worry. You got to punch speed in the face.
You punch speed in the face?
That's how you play speed. You go right at them, and I think John King and his staff have figured that out, and that's why this drive they're hitting between the tackles, and that's you work that body enough, then you'll get one break to the outside.
All right, well, we've got 2nd down and 4 coming up. We start quarter number 2. That first quarter, 7 first downs for Lancaster, 2 for the Lobos. He took this 3rd possession to get going. Jordan Allen at quarterback. On 2nd down, he takes a look, flushed out. He's in some trouble. He'll just drive forward to maybe the 12-yard line, where it's going to bring up 3rd down in the yard.
You got a big first down play. You got 2nd and 5. Mix it up a little bit. I like the call there. This gives you plenty of opportunity to pick up this first down. I'll be a little surprised if they settle for a field goal here, but you never know. Points may not be easy to come by tonight, or not as easy to come by as they have been in recent weeks.
It is a very fast Lancaster team, but folks are pointing out pretty fast Lobo team as well. One of the fastest we maybe have ever had in Longview. 3rd down and short. Deep handoff Tatum. He's trying to pick his way to the 11. Looks like he may have gotten to near the 10-yard line. That should be enough for the first down.
Yeah, the line judge here on the near side gave him the spot, called timeout right away. motion first down. Good little block that time by Elijah Johnson. He got just enough of the guy pinching in to give Taylor room in there to get a couple of yards. Bad news is you got first and goal from right at the 10.
All right, first down and goal. Back to pass, Allen. He's going to launch one up a little short on the throw. Coming down with it. I'm waiting for a call from anybody. Incomplete.
I think he intercepted the ball, Chuck.
Oh, did he really? Well, I didn't see it. It was at a bad spot for me. I looked at it on the replay. Oh, that is well done. Wow, that's a great defensive play. That's number 2 now for Jalen Hampton that had been game changers. He blocked a punt earlier and now has made an interception in the end zone. That's the first interception of the season for Jordan Allen.
Well, we talked about Jordan has improved so much this year. If he had a problem last year, it was often underthrown ball. That was an underthrown ball. That ball's got to be thrown to where only Jalen Hale can go up and get that ball. And that time, Jordan just underthrew it, and it unfortunately results in a big turnover.
All right, back to work. Pipkins in there at quarterback. They'll go to the ground on first down, and that is their second runner, Kewan Lacey, who will take it out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line for a gain of 7.
I love the call. They're forcing those corners and safeties who are coming up in coverage against this spread now all of a sudden to have to read option. And by reading it, they've got to see who's going to end up with the football. And that's a great change of pace from the passing game they had on the first 2 drives.
All right, second down and 3. Billy Smith, Amarian Watkins, Jordan Wright, Zarius Shepard have been on the defensive line. On second down, they're going to hand off again, and this one's going nowhere. Good job from behind to run that play down, and that may be a loss of a yard back at about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that time no option involved in that, just simply a simple exchange there to begin the run. That's a lot simpler to defend. If you've got 2 guys coming at you in one football, you got to figure out who's going to get it. When there's only one, you just make the read and tackle.
That was Caden Brooks on the tackle. He chased Smith to Darian Boone and Jeremiah Rougley are the linebackers. Kivion Curry, Jaden Simmons are the corners. Buda Garrett, Willie Nelson are the safeties for the Lobos. Third down, it's Pipkins keeping it himself. He's not going to get near the first down. They'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 4th down and 3 coming up. This time it is going to be punting, it looks like, for Lancaster.
I think Pipkins showed the hand of what they were going to do that time. He tipped it off. If he's in there, he's more likely to run the football. And he simply made the read, took off, wasn't there, a little simpler to defend.
That's a great defensive stand following the turnover.
Tell you what, coach is trying to get a little something going. They've got Willie back there returning this punt.
Willie, who is coming off a great night punt returning last week. He had a huge return, a 41-yard return last week. First punt for Lancaster. They don't come after him. They give him time. This one keeps end over ending. Willie will grab it at the 31-yard line to the 40. And upended at the 46. Good open field tackle by Lancaster as Willie went down really hard on the tackle for the Tigers. Number 55 is Ray Allen Buffington. He's actually their center.
Buffington, when you get an old lineman can charge downfield like that, Willie got ready to set him up for give him the hip and leave, and he just blew Willie up that time. You don't see many offensive linemen that can make open field tackles like that.
That is moving a 260-pound body down the field. First down and 10 Lobo, still trailing 7-0 here in the second quarter. Back to the ground they go. Tatum with a great move to avoid the first guy as scooting in there ahead of everybody else. That was number 9, Kai Williams, the linebacker that almost got Tatum in the backfield and manages to pick up a couple of yards of positive yardage, what looked like was going to be a yard loss.
I'll tell you what, they are selling out that corner on the far side. When they run that play out of the eye, that corner is pinching in so much. If you ever run a tight end out or something off play action, it'll be there all night.
That's second down and 7. Only make it 6. He gained 4 on the play. And again, they'll play action. Quick toss out. That's Elijah Johnson, 45-yard line, 40-yard line. One cut and it'll go down at the 36-yard line. He picks up the first down and a gain of 14.
And that addresses exactly what I talked about. If you've got that in-out pass pattern off the play action, those guys that are pinching in to try to sell out to capture the run, you're going to get caught inside, and that's going to work right there.
It's a good little chess match going on right now. First down, back at the 35-yard line of Lancaster. Hale splitting out along with DK Reese to the left.
Two-back set. Looked a little confused here which side he wants his backs on.
He still got 14 on the game, a play clock rather. Back to pass, Allen, looking. He'll throw, open is Hale. 20-yard line, 15-yard line, makes a move at the 10. They're not going to stop him. Jalen Hale from 35 yards away with the touchdown reception. It's a 7-6 ball game.
Well, he didn't get an invitation to Tuscaloosa because he's not dangerous in the open field. Once he made the catch, he abused two Tiger defenders on the way to the end zone. Both of them had shots at him, but neither one of them really laid a glove on him.
Hale with his first catch of the day. It is his 15th of the season, his 5th touchdown of the season as well.
Reese ran a great route, pushed the defender deep, allowed Hale to drag underneath and was wide open.
And the point after by Fields is up and good. Andrew Tutt with the hold, and we're tied at 7. 7:37 left to play in the first half. We'll take a timeout. We're coming back to Longview Game Day.
And now at Orr, we want to buy your used vehicle and we'll give you guaranteed top dollar for yours. And if you prefer to trade, even better, with massive savings on every new vehicle at Orr Cadillac GMC in Longview.
All right, welcome back. After the long punt return, 15-yard punt return, Lobos 3 plays, 54 yards. Topped off by the 35-yard touchdown reception by Jalen Hale from Jordan Allen, and we're tied up at 7.
Yeah, we'll talk about the set they were in after the kickoff. Really cool little set that set that play up downfield.
All right, Lobos back to even for the first time since the about 4-minute mark of this ball game. Here's the kick by Fields. A little short this time. It's going to come directional to the 17-yard line. And that great special teams again just gets there in such a hurry, and they don't even get the 25-yard line.
Yeah, if you wonder if Longview has team speed to combat the team speed of Lancaster, yes, they do. That shows it to you right there. Going back to the touchdown play, love the two-back set. They fake a handoff to Tatum. Rarely do they go two-back set in the gun. That time they froze the safety. Safety came up. That's why there was nobody out there on Hale to pick him up across the middle.
All right, first down and 10, Lancaster. Let's see if things have started to flip in the other direction for the Lobos as they tie it up. Pipkins back at quarterback. And we've got motion already. False start on Lancaster. They'll go back 5 yards.
We'll have to start behind the chains on this drive. When you're playing a team as fast as Lancaster, the speed of the game comes to you as the game goes on. As we said, this isn't a Longview team that's slow of foot. It's just not used to not being the fastest team on the field. Tonight, they're probably not, but they can certainly adjust their game to this speed.
First and 15, Pipkin back inside of his 15-yard line. He'll roll out to the right. This is all run. Across the 25, he'll step out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. So he gained what would have been about 4 or 5 yards from the original line of scrimmage. It brings up second down and 6.
Just a different dynamic when Pipkin's back there. So much quicker and even more deliberate when he takes off on these design running plays. That time he read it early, just took off and got the first. Second down.
Marked it at the 29, so it's second down and 5. Pipkin back to pass, throws again, nearly intercepted. That's twice now. Darian Boone has read the play and just hasn't been able to make the grab on the pass, but he was seeing end zone again, and it's third down.
Those plays begin to get into the mind of the quarterback. When you've had a couple of times that the DB or linebacker, whomever, has jumped the route, you begin to think about that.
Third down and 5. See if the Lobos are going to look blitz this time. Boone shows it, and he backs out. Little time, Pipkin, middle of the field. That one's going to be knocked away. Let's see.
He took a knee.
Oh, he took a knee as soon as he caught it. Boy, I tell you what, there are some awkward angles here. Let's see where they're going to mark this ball. Yeah, there he was. He stepped forward and put the knee down at the 43-yard line. On the catch was Cam Robinson, so it's first down 43. Another pass quickly. That is caught by Dalen Jordan, and it's going to be very close to another first down.
Yeah, I'm not so sure if a Lobo defender didn't get a finger on that one as well. Lancaster continue to work quickly as they come to the line.
They'll call it first down. They got the full 10. Pipkins being rushed. He's going to run away from the pass rush, makes a cut, and goes down at the 32 after another first down.
Tell you what, he is lightning in a bottle. That time, Boone had a clean shot at him, and he just faked him out of the old proverbial jockstrap there and picked up a big gain and another first down.
This is another one of those impressive drives. Back to pass Pipkin. He gets grabbed and slung down, and again, Zarius Shepard. Shepard has been abusing Duval Chapman, the senior left tackle, and that's going to be his third sack of this game.
If you're going to say there's a weakness of Pipkin, he's just not a very big kid. You can get a hold of him and sling him like that if you get a hold of him.
Back to it quickly. Pipkin's keeping it, and he's going to run and maybe get back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 coming up now.
And I was about to say, so much of this drive has been predicated on his legs, which means that's kind of the last trick in the book there that you go to. And sooner or later, you figure the Lobos will begin to figure that out.
Zarius Shepard having himself an impactful first half. Here we'll go on 3rd down and 10 at the 33-yard line. Taking a little bit of time to catch their breath now with the quarterback having run the last 3 plays. Little high snap. Looks to his left. Now middle of the field. That one's tipped and almost Buda Garrett with an interception chance. 4th down as the Lobo defense stiffens up here on their side of the field.
You kind of just sensed they were going to throw that football. They took so long at the line to make the read, and as they sat there and read, you kind of just had the sense that they had every intention to throw that ball downfield.
Caden Brooks coming out of the game. Coming in, Brendan Reese, the sophomore linebacker. 4th and 10 at the 33-yard line. They're going to take a shot at it here. 5:23 left to play in the half. 7-7 ball game. Pipkin back to pass. Throws middle, caught near the chains. This is going to be all about the spot.
Yeah,
and it looks like it's short.
Head linesman was down tending the field, and there was nobody there to see it. And the head linesman on the other side, I think, got the call right. He's going to call it short.
Sure enough, 9.5 yards. They needed 10. Lobo's defense does the job, and they come back with a 7-7 ball game.
Yeah, that time the line judge was slow to get there, but they had the call on the far side. I tell you what, it was an exciting drive if you're Longview because they got it all with their feet. And when they had to go to passing, they showed that there's some kinks in the armor.
They've been very fortunate so far, have the Tigers. They have not turned the ball over yet. That has kind of been their bugaboo. They are susceptible to turnovers. They throw into a lot of traffic. Lobos have gotten hands on the ball several times and haven't been able to take it away. First down, Longview on offense. Back to the ground, they go to Tatum. And he'll push forward to the 28-yard line for a gain of 4.
Kind of just get a sense at some point John King's going to go back to his style of football and just get physical against this speed-built defense.
7-7 ball game. The number 1 ranked Lobos getting a fight here at home. 4:52 left to play in the half.
Been everything we expected here in the first quarter. 2 heavyweights going at it.
If anybody thought this was going to be a blowout, they weren't paying attention. Really good football teams. And a snap gets through, and we luckily are going to have a flag thrown before the snap. Lobos were moving early, and it saved potentially a turnover.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because that takes your ability to just work in the body to go away. Now you got to look for plays that get you a little more yardage. You go to 2nd and 11, you got to start looking downfield, and that plays into the hands of this defense, which is very similar to the Longview defense in that respect.
You know, you say unfortunate, but they may have been fortunate to have the bad fortune.
Yeah.
Instead of a turnover, they just go back to 2nd and 11.
Still think they can handle Hale out here by himself.
Yeah, Hale's out here one-on-one. That is Jalen Hampton with him. Here goes Allen. He's going to roll. He's got Hale. Caught at the 3rd. Nope, lost it.
Yeah.
Was a little bit behind him, and Hampton came in and closed on him. Was still going to be 5 yards shy of the first down as Hale and Hampton get tangled up after the play, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, and he never got his feet set, poor Allen, and when he did, the ball kind of flew on him. Hale had to go up, left himself exposed, and I think he heard a couple of footsteps coming.
Yeah, it was a pass that was behind him as well. We'll get it on The replay look, I think we already got it on the replay.
Yeah, it was just high, and it's not a good throw, and unfortunately, that exposes your receiver.
All right, so let's try it again. 3rd down and 11. Reese and Hale. Back to pass. Allen, pressure coming, steps up, not going to get it. Got him back at the line of scrimmage. Ronald Warren, number 12, is in there on the sack. And it's going to be 4th down Longview.
I talked about the similarities in this defense. You don't want to be 3rd and long against either one of these teams. You got some fast guys going upfield, putting pressure on your quarterback, and just not a lot of time to pick up receivers deep downfield.
All right, Fields on to punt. Rugby style. This one end over end. Hits at the 39-yard line and will roll out of bounds at the 35. Not as impressive as his first punt, but it does the job. Flips the field back over again, and it's with 3:36 left in this first half that Lancaster's going to get it back.
I think that's more about his second punt that he got blocked right there. They went with the rugby style, give him a little option to work around somebody that gets in there. And that time he didn't get a whole lot of it, but it beats getting one block.
All right. We have 3:36 left. 7-7 ball game. Lancaster looks like Pipkin back in there at quarterback. They've been flipping series. 1st down. Oh, boy. Handoff and nothing doing. Crashing in and killing that play is Billy Smith.
Billy looked like Billy Ray Smith. He blew up the offensive line, met the ball carrier in the backfield about the time he got the handoff, and was no opportunity for him to do anything.
Can you effectively call that beating your block?
Yes.
Loss of 3, 2nd down 13. That was Kewan Lacey on the carry.
I'll be thinking quarterback draw here again.
And they go right back to the quarterback, keeping it. It wasn't really a design thing, but here he goes out into the open field. Buda Garrett going to be there to escort him out of bounds. Actually, no, that's J.K. Curry out of bounds, but not until Pipkin picks up another 1st down as he goes into Lobo territory and out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he intended to do play action, but he kind of bumped into the back as he tried to hand it off, and when he did so, he thought the best thing to do is take off, and with Pipkin, that's a pretty good idea.
Yep. So Pipkin picking up the 1st down. What was going to be some trouble on potentially a 3rd down and long. Back to the ground they go to Lacey, and nothing doing. He's grabbed up by Brendan Reese, and that'll be another no-gain running play. It's 2nd down and 10.
Excellent play by Reese, young linebacker that time. You've talked about he getting more opportunities to play, and every week he seems to make a big play like that.
Flip some position players for Lancaster. Billy Smith coming out of the game as well for Longview. Kylan Sublett coming in.
2nd and 10. They take the lineman out, go with an additional safety.
We're down to 2:15 left to play in this half. 2nd down, 10 at the 47. Pipkin back to pass, looking, quick toss. That one misses the intended target. He was trying again to go to number 88. We saw this connection earlier. That's Emmanuel Choice. And it's going to bring up 3rd down.
I mentioned earlier, those tip balls begin to work on a quarterback. That time it looked like he tried to put a little extra on it, like he reared that ball back and tried to throw it through a defender. And when he did, he just missed the receiver.
All right, 3rd down, big 3rd down player with 2 minutes left to play in the first half. 2:06 on the clock. Pipkin's rolling right. Throws on the run, caught right at the chains. That's Martin with another catch and another 1st down.
That's the best pass Pipkin's made tonight. He's on the roll. He can't get his feet set. He throws it. He just drops a dime. Unfortunately, he gets his helmet knocked off, and so he's got to go off the field for a play. Outstanding play that time by Pipkin.
All right, clock rolling. When I say that, stops on the out-of-bounds play. 1st down, 37-yard line. And the handoff, this time inside. There's not much going on as Kyson Brown fighting after the fact for about 4 yards. That looked like it was stopped after 1.
Longview coaches call timeout here. Looks like they may be wanting to conserve some time. They've got timeouts left.
All right, 4-yard gain, 2nd down and 6.
Well, they've got the clock going again.
Omarion Watkins checks out of the game. Ethan Pulte back in. Saw a little bit of Ethan last week. He's just now getting himself back into full-on shape to play.
Curious, Tigers have 2 timeouts left.
Brown back to pass. Looking. Throws as the pocket collapses, and he throws it out of bounds. We got a flag down, and it may be holding on the offensive line.
That's typically where you expect that call, right there where the pocket was formed. Let's see what the call is.
You're right. The Lobos are just running bodies in and out. This has become a very fast pace. It was 88 degrees when we started this game, so it is humid, it is muggy, and right now they're trying to conserve some of the energy of some of these players.
We've seen a lot of players play for the Lobos here early because of the blowouts, and they're taking full advantage of that depth tonight on the defensive side of the ball.
Back to the 43-yard line. I really believe they're certain that that Lancaster would go for it at 4th down up at the 37-yard line, so they're going to push him back a few more. On 3rd down and what will be about 15. Quick pass. It's Martin with the catch. Splits a couple defenders, breaks a tackle, and off to the races he goes. They got a little angle at the end, and they're going to push him out of bounds at the 2-yard line where it's 1st and goal.
Wow, that's just bad tackling that time. Longview had read the play pretty well. They bring a back out. They flooded that area. Longview stayed in a zone set where they allowed the backs or the defensive backs to read and react. They just didn't make the tackle. They did everything right up to the point where they had to tackle the running back in space.
All right, 1st down and goal on a, 40, they're going to mark him out at the 5, a 38-yard pass and run to Tyerick Martin. He has been the workhorse receiver for this Lancaster team. 1st down, handoff to Kyson. He fights for a first tackle and gets down to the 1-yard line where it's going to be 2nd down and goal as we're down to a minute to play.
The last drive was the Pipkin drive. This drive here is all about Kyson. He has been the guy, Kyson Brown.
Now mark him down just short of the goal line, so 2nd down and goal on the handoff. Let's make it 3rd down and goal.
Clock continues to run, and looks like the Tigers are going to take a timeout.
They do it with 44 seconds left to play in the half. Well, this has been a slugfest.
How you like calling this game back and forth?
This is a little fast-paced, and with a bad throat, it's not helping any.
We haven't had this much fun since we called Gilmer games back in the day.
And we want to put up our reminder to everybody as well about the fact that because the band had so much going on tomorrow, we got not just the band, but members of everything down in San Antonio for the TASB convention, that we are going to have a lot of the folks not here tonight. Band is going to perform, drill is not. That's basically the message we're putting back up on the screen.
A little different tonight, but we've been told the Lancaster Tiger Band is very entertaining, and you want to hang around and watch some of that.
All right. We'll get some of that. By the way, bye week is coming next week. I could have used it this week.
Yeah, I would have helped you to have it this week.
I'd have been in fine voice next
take you
week.
a couple of weeks off. You'll be fine.
3rd down and goal, 44 seconds left to play in this first half. And remember, the Tigers get the ball to start the second half. They deferred. On 3rd down, direct snap right to Brown, and he just walks in.
Jumbo set, put a lot of bodies on a bunch of bodies, and looked like they had offensive linemen in the backfield that time and just allowed Kyson to blow it up in the middle.
That's the big package.
Yeah.
That's everybody big. Anybody big we got on the sideline, stick them in there.
And we have not seen a lot of kicking out of them tonight. They seemed hesitant to kick a field goal. Let's see what their extra point team looks like.
And here comes the kick. Oh, that one's partially blocked. It's not going to make it. That may be huge. 13-7 as the point after. No good by Lancaster. Let's see if we get probably the one play we're not going to get a replay. I am not sure if that was Reese that got the hand in there or not, but either way, 13-7's the score. Quick break. We'll come right back here on Longview Game Day.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries, and home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Talk to State Farm agent Charlene Ingram today.
Crunch has everything you need to find your mode. Come check out Crunch Fitness with a free guest pass.
All righty, welcome back. Well, there's 40 seconds on the clock for Lobos to try to do a little something here. Down 13-7.
Start with a great return. That'd be a way to get something going.
We'll see if Lancaster, who didn't show any interest in that earlier, again does not. Shoots one through everybody. Scooped up by Kelvin Washington, 20-yard line. 35-40 and out to the 43, maybe the 44-yard line, where the Lobos will get a little chance here with 35 seconds left on the clock.
Mentioned they got 3 timeouts. We do like our sponsors here on game day. We just hadn't had much time to let you hear from them here in the first half. We will get some of that to you at halftime, but we do appreciate our sponsors. But this game's been fast and furious from the kickoff.
It's wearing out the play-by-play guy. How about that? Does that make you feel any better?
Yeah, it kind of does.
Okay, well, there's that. First down, Jordan Allen back to pass. He's going to launch one deep. And, through the hands of Taylor Tatum, the intended target. Second down coming up.
We talked about they like to put Tatum out in that slot position. They got him on a linebacker that time, and Tatum got deep. Unfortunately, as we mentioned earlier, Jordan Allen didn't quite lead him quite enough. That's something he suffered from last year. He seemed to have gotten over that, but tonight he's underthrown a couple of balls. That was still there if Tatum could have made the play on it.
It was a well-designed play. Just didn't quite work. Tatum's lined up again in the slot left. They're going to roll a safety in that direction. Back to pass, Allen in a little bit of trouble. Happy feet. He's going to pull the ball down and get out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. Gain of 4. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6. He'll stop the clock with 22 seconds left.
Yeah, I think with 2 timeouts left, the coaches would have loved for him to maybe turn upfield and look to get more yardage. They had the 2 first downs, the 2 timeouts that they needed to use them. I think they would have loved to seen Jordan maybe turn that up, but he instead got out of bounds, and they've got 21.9 left here in the half.
You got to be careful here. 3rd down and 6. They've come after and blocked 1 punt already if you're forced to do that. First down would be huge. Allen back to pass. He's in trouble. Throws it middle, intercepted. Well, we hadn't thrown 1 pick this year. There's 2 in this half. And coming out of there with the football, number 23 for Lancaster. That is, he's not even on my starting 2 deep. 23 is Noah Ballou.
Well, they attempted to get the ball, looked like, to Dardensburg on the play, and instead it's going to be a interception on the screen pass.
Wow. So a quick, short field now for Lancaster. They still have 13 seconds.
They're not going to do anything with it. They're going to take a knee.
And they will. They'll take the knee. They'll be content to go to the locker room, and they've got a 13-7 lead over the number 1 team in the state, who's a little bit shell-shocked the way this first half has gone.
Well, I think the fact that they called a screen on the previous play tells you that the speed is a little bit in their head right now.
Well, a little bit of a surprise, maybe. We know this is a good Lancaster team. This is kind of like our Denton Ryan is Lancaster for Longview, the team that has knocked him out the last couple of years, got a chance to try to get it back here. And right now they played a very good first half. Lobos with a couple of mistakes, a pick 6 in the end zone, or not a pick 6, but an interception in the end zone going in for what looked like a score. Pass that was a little underthrown here on this last drive, a blocked punt. Couple of mistakes have cost the Lobos, but they only trail by 6. As we are getting you ready for the halftime activities, we'll take a break and let the bands take the field. I'll try to get a little bit of gargling in, and we'll come back with the second half and hopefully get you ready for a Lobo rally right here on Longview Game Day.
Howdy, East Texas. Neil McCoy here for Patterson Nissan in Longview, home of the free lifetime warranty. Shopping for a pre-owned vehicle has never been easier. Just head over to PattersonCars.com and you'll find over 1,400 quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, many certified pre-owned and backed by the Patterson Lifetime Warranty. And you can buy with confidence because each one has to pass a 167-point inspection before it's listed for sale. Log on and find your new-to-you pre-owned car, truck, or SUV at PattersonCars.com.
House party? We got you covered. Office meeting? Come on, treat them right. Game day? You know we're here for it. Get your taco, nacho, or fajita bar today, only at Juicy's Taco.
Over the last 10 years, our office has achieved many record verdicts and settlements. Our commitment has always been to outwork and outfight any opponent we have in whatever courtroom we find ourselves in.
At Godarzi & Young, we have settlements and verdicts that are unmatched. Whether you come face to face with the corporation or the insurance company, they know that if they don't justly compensate our clients, they're going to have to face the Godarzi & Young trial team in the courtroom.
Ladies and gentlemen, notice the leg lift, notice the main director. It's the time on our chest, let you know who's the best. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Lancaster Tiger Pride marching band. This band is opened up for Earl Spence championship fight at AT&T Stadium. We made Packers when they were in the Super Bowl. Travel to New Orleans, Houston, all over the nation. This band is international, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only the Lancaster Tiger Pride marching band. Thank you, Longview. And now entering the field, our 2022-2023 Sweetheart Drillers. LHS Twirler officers are senior Caitlin Walker and sophomore Amari Combs. The Twirlers are under the leadership of Coach Ms. Karen O'Neill and assistant coaches Ashley Gaines and Takashi Ritter. Tonight's Twirler of the Week is Sanaya Harris. These beautiful ladies will perform to It's About Her Time by Lizzo. Longview, would you please put your hands together and welcome our majorettes. All right, Longview, now coming to the center of the field, we got a special treat for you. Coming to the center of the field, he strides on the 50-yard line for one of Break it down one time, LTD. Come on, guys. Break it down. Longview, please put your hands together for the LTD drumline. And now coming to the field, the grand champions, ladies of dance, the LHS Tiger Red Dance Team, where excellence is the standard, and Tiger Red Director Quinton McVeigh accepts nothing less. The dancers are performing a jazz routine to Push by Rihanna. The 22 officers are co-captains Darren Stearns, Jackson Reed, First Lieutenant Demaya Borders, Lieutenant Kellis Young, and Tiger Red Elite Durana Terry. Let's work, ladies. Longview, please give our Tiger Red of Big East Texas roar of applause. All right, Longview, I got one question for you. Are you ready to see this band break it down like you know they can? Let me hear you say yeah. They told me they were ready for WeBo to come down here to East Texas. Let me hear you say yeah. We're gonna break it down one time, WeBo Nation style. Tonight we want a big family, WeBo and LOBO. Let's get down. Here we go, band. Let's go. Let's go, LOBOs. All the pretty ladies make some noise out there. They got some pretty ladies out here, Longview. All the pretty ladies make some noise. WeBo Nation in the house. All right, we about to get ready to take y'all home just a minute longer. Let's get close to the second half. It's been a great game. You're going to take a ride with WeBo Nation one time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your seatbelt on, baby. Tiger's gonna take you on the ride. Beat. Congratulations, Ben. Let them know where we from. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you from the Lancaster Tiger Pride Marching Band. All the way from Lancaster, Texas. The LOBO Nation Tiger Pride Marching Band. The band is under the direction of A.E. Barner. Athletic Director. Hall of Fame Coach Beverly Humphrey. Superintendent Dr. Carla Pereira. Longview, we'd like to thank you. One big LOBO Nation logo. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the Longview Independent School District is proud to present to the theater for 58 years the 2022-2023 LHS US. Officers tonight are, left to right, Junior Lieutenant Ava Wilcox, Junior Lieutenant Emily Jarrell, the US will now entertain you with their delightful fan routine to Starboy.
Duet of the Week is Junior Allison Reed. Spirit Girl of the Week is Junior Amelia Bailey. Teacher of the Week is Mr. Alex Main. The duets are under the direction of Mrs. Debbie McGowan and assisted by Mrs. Meg Lawrence. And now, the 2022 Longview High School Majorettes will perform a dance twirl routine to Industry Baby. And now, the LHS Majorettes and UX, along with the LOBO Band, will perform a combined dance routine to Joe Stampley's Here Come the Lobos. The students and directors of the LOBO Band and Duets would like to thank all parents, community members, and LISD for their continued support this season. The LOBO Band would also like to thank our sponsors for this year: ABC Auto Parts, Eastman Credit Union, Easy Texano y Algo Mas, JDL Enterprise Precision Machining, Jodak Office Outfitters, O'Reilly Family McDonald Restaurants, Peters Chevrolet Buick Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Longview, Sloan Firm, and Soray Hoover LLP. Thank you for your kind attention to tonight's performance, and go LOBO!
O'Reilly family-owned McDonald's restaurants have been a dining destination of choice for North and East Texas since 1974. A locally owned and operated family business with close ties to the community. They take great pride in providing a work environment that is a safe, fun place where valuable life skills are learned and opportunities abound for all. Their involvement in the cities they do business in and through donations of time and products, sponsorships, fundraising, and support to local charities demonstrate their desire to be a contributing citizens of the community. They look forward to you being their guest soon at one of their 5 Longview McDonald's restaurants.
Welcome back. How about we get ready for half number 2? 13-7 Longview trailing Lancaster as we start this second half. Chuck Zach along with Tony Kirk. And we'll start things off with another outstanding Longview special teams showing. And we got a little banged up player down there. And that may be trouble for Lancaster because number 0, Tyeric Martin, was a big part of their success in the first half.
Yeah, 0 and 1 and 3. Those were the numbers you had to pay attention to in the first half. They put on quite the show. And if you were the Lobos, you made some adjustments at halftime. And if you're the Tigers, you made some adjustments at halftime. And so the chess game begins here right after the half. I'm always interested in the first drive after the half to see who figured it out.
Yep, they'll start things at the 22-yard line, will the Lancaster Tigers. So first down Their quarterback, who we saw for most of that first half, comes out throwing on the first down play, and that ball skips in there to Tyrick Martin, incomplete. That's Jaquavius Pipkin, the quarterback. In front of him are Duval Chapman, Jeremiah Marks, Reallen Buffington, Levon Davis, and Cameron Eccles. Tyrick Martin, Kewan Lacey, Cam Robinson, Dwight Jones, Dalen Jordan all play receiver. Of course, Pipkin the quarterback. Kyson Brown is number 1 when he's in there at tailback. 2nd down and 10. Pipkin back again, looking left, now to the middle. That's behind his intended target, Martin again, and it falls incomplete, and it's 3rd down and 10.
Great job. They sucked Willie in that time. Willie Nelson had broke in, and his receiver got behind him. He quickly tried to recover, but fortunately for him, quarterback Pipkin was unable to make the completion.
All right, Kylan Sublett checking back into the game for the Lobos. 3rd down and 10. Here come the pass rushers. They'll see if they can contain Pipkin. Boy, a quick break that time from the outside pass rush, but they couldn't make the tackle, and Pipkin's going to get a first down, but there's a hold at the end of this, and this one's going to come back because Dalen Jordan held on too long to the cornerback he was blocking, and the Lobos are going to get a little bit of a break.
Yeah, he held him off a long time right there in front of the line judge. Eventually the line judge dropped the flag at the feet of both players, and so that's going to be a spot foul, so it's not as painful as it should be considering the amount of jersey he had held.
Well, the Lobos got a great jump off the snap. That is Brooks, Caden Brooks, who got in there so quick.
Yeah, but they didn't keep containment, and he got outside, and that's what hurt him that time.
So it ends up being back at the 17-yard line on the penalty. So it's 3rd down and about 15 from there. Penalty's not a problem for Lancaster much in that first half. And they really get pushed behind the chains again. Brooks trying to fight off, and another flag comes.
Yeah, just as you say, they had not been hurt by penalties. We get another one here. Let's see if that's a motion penalty or what we got. It looks like it is going to be some type of motion.
Yep. This will take it all the way back to the 12-yard line. So back-to-back penalties in what looked like it was going to be a 3rd down and 10 scramble for a first down. Instead now becomes 3rd down and 20.
2 or 3 keys on this play is you got to make sure you see what's going on. It could be a screen or a little draw, and if it is, you got to keep people in front of you.
Be big for the Lobos. Get out of here on a 3 and out and get the ball back in the short field. Got to make the stop, though, on 3rd down first. Pipkin back to pass. He's near his goal line, setting up screen. No, he's going to look long. Into the middle of the field and tipped away last second. Willie Nelson diving out and getting a paw on it, and it's going to be 4th down.
Good job by the Longview secondary that time. He had plenty of time. Looks like we got a holding penalty. That'll probably be declined. And so
unhappy offensive lineman Ray Allen Buffington jumping up and down, unhappy about that call, but it really didn't matter.
Well, they kind of tackled the end on the near side here. If you go back and look at the play, he tried to get in quickly, and they brought him down. And so I think that's where the hold came from. Willie did a great job of coming back on that football, but really it was just the secondary held up because he had some time thanks to the holding call.
All right, well, a couple of penalties aid the Lobos getting off the field. Lancaster's going to have to punt from inside their end zone. The punter is Andres Castro. Actually, that's not the punter. Jamel Jones is the punter. High snap. Jones goes up and gets it and boots it out of there. This one gets a lot of hang time. Willie going to call for a fair catch and make it at the 46 on the Lancaster side of the field. So the Lobos defense comes out, does the job on the first series. Now it's up to the offense with a 46-yard field to deal with. Down by 6, 13-7.
Yeah, as much as we love to watch Willie Nelson return the football on punts, because of the hang time and the shortness of that punt, that was the correct call. You just wanted Willie chilling there.
Just chilling, just waiting for it to come down. All right, Lobos back on offense for the first time in this half. Jordan Allen with the I formation. Elijah Johnson in front of Taylor Tatum. They'll hand off to Taylor. 40-yard line and falling forward to the 38 for a gain of 8 on first down.
Love that call. We talked about in the first half how they were having that outside linebacker or corner, whoever was the far side individual, come in on those running plays. That time they invited him in, kicked him out, ran a little off tackle play for a big gain.
81 yards on 12 carries for Taylor Tatum. 2nd down and 2. He goes off the field this time. Elijah the only back with Jordan Allen. Back to pass. Allen's got rush coming from behind. Steps a little bit away from it. Throws out of bounds will live for 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, that's a great thing. Looks like we've got a timeout by the official on the far side. He may have a penalty. Let's see what his call is.
There's a flag down. It's going to be holding on Longview.
Yeah, it looked like somebody grabbed a hold of the defenders. He tried to chase after the quarterback, and the head linesman on the far side called it. Flurry of penalties here to start the second half.
All right, well, instead of it being 3rd down and 2, we're going to walk it back. It's going to be 2nd down and 12.
Once again, the spot foul on the hold. Might be as much as 13 on this. So 2 plays, you got 2 plays to go get it, and if you get close, you can take a 3rd play to go get it, so you don't have to get it all at once.
Jartavian Wright coming out to near side. Jalen Hale in the slot. Going back to the ground, handoff to Taylor Tatum. Nobody fooled at all for Lancaster as they stand Tatum up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. That's Jamal Jones on the tackle. Actually, they'll lose a yard. Now it's 3rd down and 14.
We talked about post-halftime chess matches. We saw Longview get a quick defensive stand. That time they went back to something that was successful in the first half. Lancaster said, no, we've seen that, and we're not going to let you do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to move Taylor into the slot now. They tried this earlier. They're going to roll double coverage on that side. Back to pass Allen. He's got some time. Steps up, throws, caught near the 1st down. Jalen Hale with the reception. We'll see where they spot this. They did pick up about 14, and it looks like it may be just a little bit shy of the 1st down.
Yeah, kid hit Hale hard, but he's the one laying down on the turf right now. So looks like they're going to tend to him. Started with a really good job of Allen stepping up, getting his feet set, making a pass. Hale's a little shaken up, too. He's going to come to the sideline and set out a play. They're going to maybe look at him.
And it will be shy of the 1st down. They need to get to the 36-yard line. That ball's marked down at the 37.
Yeah, we talked about the big collision when he caught the ball. You figure at this point they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, it'll be 4th and 1. This is too long for a Michael Fields field goal attempt. You'd be trying for 55 yards from that. So here comes Jordan Allen back up onto the field.
Got to have a personal conference with John King, and so he's going to come in with the play call.
9:23 left to play, 3rd quarter. 13-7 Lancaster.
They're going to go under center on this.
Freddie Hawkins split out wide left. And he moved. Well, he just checked into the game.
Yep.
And let me make sure I do that right, because I think it was at 81 instead of 11.
It may have been 81.
That's Jamerson Derensburg. My bad. I saw the 1. I thought it was Freddie. It actually was Derensburg who came in and then moved prematurely.
Yeah,
so we'll move him back 5 yards.
I mean, punting the ball now. They had gone out there with the intention to go for it on 4th down, but unfortunately, you're going to have to punt the football now.
If you're Jamerson Derensburg, I think you're hoping you're on the kick team right now.
Yeah.
You don't want to come back out right now and see John King. So 4th down and 6. Here's Fields with the punt attempt. And it will drop at the 18-yard line. Takes a great Longview bounce. Grabbed up at the 2-yard line by Martin. You got to be kidding me. Then they try to push him down instead of tackle him. He's going to take it to the 16-yard line. Guts of a burglar, and he gets it out to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, good job that time. He got a nice bounce, and he saw that they were going to probably down it inside the 5, and so he did what he's supposed to do, get the most out of it. And unfortunately for the Lobos, they missed the initial tackle opportunity. And so a little better field position than probably what they deserved that time. But they're going to start on the 17, and if you are the Lobos, you got to keep playing defense.
You know, normally you'd go back and look at it and go 17-yard line. We did a good job, great starting position. And on this time you don't really like that. You had the chance for that to be inside the 5.
Going back to Jones at quarterback.
So the Tigers survive the short field that they gave up on the last drive. They get a ball back right about where they were the last time, 17-yard line. Carter Jones with a handoff, not much doing. 2 yards, and that is all for Kyson Brown.
Yeah, we had some snacks at halftime with a couple of former Longview Lobos and the former Lufkin Panther, and they all kind of agreed that if they want to keep playing Jones at quarterback, that's all right.
Well, you know, it gives Pipkin some time, and I know he doesn't seem to be huge, 5'11", 180, but you give him a respite anyway. Jones on the roll this time. His pass caught inbounds at the 29-yard line. That's a first down. And I think that's Martin again, who is having himself a heck of a game.
Yeah, I want to reiterate, when we say Pipkin over Jones, Jones has shown when he's got time to set his feet and operate, he can throw the ball downfield.
Yeah, Martin with the catch out to the 29-yard line. That time past the middle of the field, no go. Looks like a flag down.
Yeah, I don't know if they got him for head-on-head contact there or helmet-on-helmet. Let's see what the call is there. I went with the ball. I didn't stay with the quarterback on that play. So
we got a flag down, stoppage of play.
Well, they're going to call holding on the Tigers.
Yeah. Zarius Shepard coming in, Ethan Pulte coming out of the game. Jeremiah Rougeley as well coming out, and so is Sublett. So they get a break on the incomplete pass.
And even though he had the nice throw for first down, Pipkins is back in there.
Yeah. Not surprising. Back to the 20, they go on the hold. It'll be first down and 20. Pipkin back to pass again. This one's short to Martin. Somebody better find Martin. Well, he's making a handful of moves, and they grab him at about the 29-yard line. He got about 9 of the 10 back from the penalty, and it's second down and 11.
Tell you what, when they come to the line and really look it over, they're wanting to throw the ball downfield. They're letting Pipkins have time to make the reads, to see the route that's going to be there. When they're running more of a quarterback draw or zone read type something, they tend to run much faster out of the set.
That's 8 catches, 112 yards for Tyerick Martin. He has been the dominant offensive player so far. Pipkins keeping this one, then a late pitch to Brown, and he just doesn't have much speed. They got to him in a hurry. They couldn't hang on to him, and finally they'll push him out of bounds, but they had him deep. Chase Smith was the guy that had him first. It just felt like Brown, who's been having, I think, some ankle issues, just didn't have that burst to get away, but he powers his way to make it a gain all the way out to the 38-yard line, so it's third down and 2.
It's funny how Brown just turns his body and makes you miss. Like you say, he's not really moving fast, but he's able to make you not get a clean shot on him.
It's a big third down, third and 2. Pipkin back to pass again. This one he's trying to launch up deeper, and that's a little far for Cameron Robinson. Incomplete. Chase Smith on the coverage. It'll be fourth down.
Yeah, that's pretty good coverage. There wasn't much of a window to drop that dime in there, and so we'll see how daring Coach on the far side is. He's thinking about sending out the punt team and eventually does. Of course, if you're the Lobos here, you got to be careful. They might hard count you, try to draw you offside because you don't really mind the 5-yard penalty right here.
And pay attention. If you watch the first punt or two, the punter, and I watched a little film on him this week, the punter's Jamel Jones, he kind of runs up and catches it. He really didn't that time. They quick snapped it on him. Low line drive punt. Willie Nelson back there, and he's going to let it roll.
Yeah, once again, that was just a difficult punt to handle. Wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
And I started to say, and I was setting this thing up, Jamel Jones almost like gets an arena football running head start to catch the punt. And with just a couple of yards to go, if you're falling asleep, he only needs to get 2 or 3 yards. He's already got the momentum built up to do it.
Well, you hear the term flip the field every so often. That's what the Tigers were able to do. They took a ball that should have been around their 5, and now they've got Longview all the way back around the 12 or 13.
So first down and 10, 13-yard line. Taylor Tatum, the deep back. First down, handoff to him, and just a couple out to the 15-yard line. Second down and 8.
What we haven't seen much of tonight is we have not seen Elijah Johnson run the football much tonight, and particularly from that up-back position. When you have a speed team like this, you sometimes want to hit them with those little quick hitters, almost like a veer offensive quick hit and play with that up-back.
Elijah had a great week last week, went over 100 yards. Second down and 8. He's the blocking fullback on this one. And they'll hand off to Tatum again. Breaks one tackle behind the line. Manages to keep his feet. Cuts at the 20. And he'll fall forward to the 28-yard line. That was a lot of Taylor Tatum effort on that run.
Well, that's just nifty there. He was almost brought down, kept his balance. Great running backs have great balance. And that time he showed his. He's going to come get a rest on the sideline. They'll probably go back to the gun if Taylor's not out there, and indeed they will.
Johnson at the tailback spot this time. First down, 28-yard line. Clock rolling, 5:23. This is all Jordan Allen. Boy, he takes a big hit to get to the 30-yard line. Don't know how much I like that play, but it goes for a couple of yards. Let's see, on the tackle that time for Lancaster, I think that was Elijah L. maybe, or Elijah L. rather, may have made that tackle. Looked like 58. And it brings up a second down and 8.
Just a couple of yards you described, but it's positive yards. You don't take a loss on that, and you keep the defense honest. You show them that your quarterback can run. And all of a sudden now our white hat is not in a good way.
Yeah, I think he lost contact. I think he may have lost the contact lens.
I don't know. They called for the trainer immediately, which leads me to believe he may be under the weather. If you're wondering who our officiating crew is, I'll dig out our list here, but there is in place, if you lose an official, everybody changes position. You'll go from a 7-man crew to a 6-man crew under these circumstances. So we'll see if the White Hat is able to continue. Our officials tonight are Darren Lair is the referee. Our umpire is Lonnie Penwell. Nathan Simmons, the head linesman. Trey Portwood is the line judge. Field judge is Pat Smith. Tito Guevara. I'm going to let you say that's a back judge. And side judge is Tyler Wilder. Looks like he's going to be able to continue. So,
yeah, no, they had a whole crew out there. That was a team effort. We moved all the officials and training staff all to find that contact.
Yeah.
That may be the save of the game.
Well, you want your officials to be able to see.
Well, sometimes. Sometimes one I may be better than two. I don't know.
Okay.
Either way, it's still second down and 8. There may be some folks, depending on how you look at the game, saying he should have taken the other one out too.
Be nice.
I did. I'm just saying, depending on who you are. Hale in motion, back to pass. Allen looking for Jalen, throws it wide. What pass rush was on him in a hurry.
Well, and you're inviting the defense in there because you want to hit that quick pass out of the backfield. Hale had gone out into the flat, and so you want to get those guys drawn in so he can get a big gain downfield. They're just so fast on plays like that. It's just difficult to execute it.
Tell you what, I don't have a 56 who I think that may be, and they may have, Elijah L. may be wearing that number. He's supposed to be 58. It looks like a 56, though. Third down and 8 on the incomplete. Play clock still in time with 10 seconds. Back to the ground they go again. This time Elijah Johnson, he's very close to the first down at the 37.5, almost 38-yard line.
Line judge thinks he has it. He's called timeout, and so the head linesman says move the sticks. Good call that time. We've been talking about, like to see a little Elijah, and he got in that time. He got a touch and made a first down.
I tell you, that's a big play on third down and 8.
Gutsy called, sticking the run game there.
Elijah came up a little hobbled at the end of that. They've gotten a little contact in the groin area. Did not look like he was comfortable coming out, but he stays in the game. And they'll go right back to him again. He got hit again. Boy, right as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, he got nailed by Santo Bro. He's a 5'7", 270-pound senior, and that was mano-a-mano contact right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Elijah that time didn't surprise anybody. On 3rd and 8, a little surprised to see you hand the ball off to number 15. Nobody was surprised on 1st and 10. You give the only back in the backfield the touch, and play resulted in negative yardage.
Ramos coming out. Taylor Tatum back in. DK Reese splitting out to the near side. Hales on the far side. Back to the ground to Taylor Tatum. Boy, he got himself little and got to the 45-yard line. Squirted through the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
I don't know if it was little, but he was certainly narrow. He slipped through a small gap that time to put them in great position here on 3rd down to keep the chains moving.
Taylor Tatum starting to exert his will a little bit. It's not big chunks. It's 5, 6, 7 at a time. And right now, he's up to 102 yards on 16 carries. 3rd down and 3. 2:55 left to go in the 3rd. 13-7 Lancaster. Back to Taylor again. Powers up right behind his tight end, Derensburg. And let's see where they're going to put him, right at the 40.
Looks good. The head linesman says it's first down. They
moving him again. Jamerson Derenberg with the key block right in front of Taylor Tatum for another first down.
Working in between the tackles on this drive. Of course, there's always that desire for offensive coordinators to pull that thing out, go play action, see if you can get that safety to bite, especially when you've got number 8 out there on the far side.
It's already 8 plays, 35 yards, keeping that defense out for a while. Allen with some time, throws one long, got a man who falls down. Flag comes in. It's going to be pass interference on Lancaster.
Yeah, but that's only a 15-yard penalty. That's not going to hurt them as much as what happened there. So, little conference of the 3 officials on the far side. Just as we kind of expected at some point, the OC is going to try to go play action, an out-and-up move that time, and it was there, just wasn't able to complete it due to the hold, I think is what they ended up calling.
Yeah, I call pass interference. They should. Pass interference. So it'll be a defensive pass interference penalty. They'll give us a 15-yard walk-off and a first down.
We remind you, on Sundays, that's a spot foul, but on Friday night, all you get is 15 for your efforts.
We'll take 15. Like to have more. We'll take 15. All right, first down, Lobos. 37-yard line, back to the eye. And back to the ground. Taylor Tatum got a little seam. 30 makes the cut. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Lobos. We're tied.
That right there is the reason that young man gets a lot of mail at the house. A lot of offers coming in for Taylor Tatum. They're all justified. He's just a junior, but that was awful pretty.
Well, that drive was pretty. 10 plays, 87 yards, 4 minutes, 35 seconds, and the Lobos are a Michael Fields point after from taking their first lead of this game.
How big would that be? They've taken some real shots tonight and have managed to hang around and now have an opportunity to take the lead.
I tell you what, they've also punched the Lancaster defense pretty hard on that drive. They worked the body. Point after good. Lobos on top, 14-13. 2:07 to play in the third. We'll take a break. You're listening to us and watching us on Longview Game Day.
Injuries aren't planned, and here at Longview Orthopedic, we're going to work together with patients to try to attain the best outcome possible for them. We have the ability to treat all injuries for all patients and athletes of all ages. One thing I want patients to understand is that, I've been in their situation. I played football at Texas A&M University, played offensive line, I was a guard, and being an athlete, suffering injuries, and having that passion to get back on the field gave me a really good perspective on the other side of the line as a treating physician now here at the Longview Orthopedic Clinic.
Well, how about that one? You need a drive, you go to the ground. You need to go on the ground, you go to Taylor Tatum with the touchdown run to take the lead.
Well, they mixed it in that time. They got number 15 involved early in the drive, Elijah Johnson, really for the first time all night. Moved the sticks a couple times with Elijah, and then Tatum made the big play.
Now we'll see how that defense plays with a lead. Kick coming this near side. That is not Tyerick Martin. Let's start with that. And instead, not much going on. It'll go out to the 28-yard line. Kewan Lacey is the return man. That's a preferred choice.
Yeah, Lacey that time kept trying to find a wall over there. It just never developed for him. We talk about it all the time. Longview does a great job on special teams, especially their kick coverage. But you always worry when you have this type of speed that you might give up a long play. Thus far tonight, they haven't.
And we try to do this every week, but great job, Josh Rankin. He's a special teams coach. The defensive guys are out there now. It's Pat House's DBs, Brandon Bond's defensive line, Scott Hart's linebackers, and John Barry's overall defense. First down, 29-yard line. Lobos with a lead for the first time today. Back to pass, throw to the middle. That one's caught again by Tyerick Martin. Couple of yard gain out to maybe the 30, let's say 35-yard line, gain of 6.
We talked about it at lunch with or at halftime with our table mates. Sometimes not Longview's just running into each other. They're bringing the hammer, but sometimes they're hitting each other. That's what happened on that play.
Back to pass. This is Carter Jones in there. He lofts one up into coverage. Ball's tipped, nearly intercepted, and it's going to bring up third down.
I think was that
Buda Garrett had a chance at that one into triple coverage and couldn't come out of there with an interception.
Once again, referencing our halftime conversation, we heard Buda's got a bad finger, and he's got a couple of them taped together, and that makes that play more difficult when you're trying to catch the ball. You got a couple of fingers taped together.
Jones will stay out there on third down. They can get a first down at the 39-yard line, so it's third and about 4. A little confusion maybe for Lancaster. They'll throw a bubble screen. There's Martin. And, he gets hit hard by Willie Nelson, but not until he gets a first down at the 42-yard line.
We talk about it all the time. Willie Nelson's a phenomenal athlete, but he's a hitter. That time he lowered the shoulder into him, and they're going to have to talk to him.
Yeah, he crumpled Tyerick Martin, who's still down, which is what you don't want to see.
Well, we said early in the game, if you're going to complete these short passes, little slants, little outs, you got to be physical with the receivers. And that time, Willie was physical, and if they're going to come across that middle in particular, you got to lower the hammer. Otherwise, they're going to think all night they can just pick on you across the middle. And if you ever want them to short arm it, you've got to be physical. And unfortunately, it's part of the game.
Lobos with the lead right now at 14-13. Let's tell you what we've got. Lobos have 10 first downs, 16 for Lancaster, 73 yards rushing for the Tigers, 162 for the Lobos. Lobos with 70 yards passing, 213 for the Tigers. So Lancaster with 286 yards to 232 for Longview. Turnovers have been the difference right now. 2 interceptions from Longview in the first half. Lancaster without a turnover in this game.
Yeah, it looks like they've ordered both teams to the sidelines. We may need to take a break here. This may take a few minutes.
Yeah, so why don't we do that? We're going to get Cam to put down to Yoo-Hoo, and we'll take a break. We'll come right back here on Longview Game Day.
And now at OR, we want to buy your used vehicle and we'll give you guaranteed top dollar for yours. And if you prefer to trade, even better, with massive savings on every new vehicle.
All righty. Well, thankfully, that did not end up having to be a long break. It looked like, and Tyerick Martin's walking off under his own power, so looks like he may have gotten his bell rung a little bit.
Yeah, he may not know what zip code he's at, but good news is he got up and walked off the field under his own accord.
Indeed. All right, so now first down at the 43-yard line. Carter Jones continues in there at quarterback. He looks middle again. Oh, that one into the hand and off the fingers of Chase Smith that time, and it's second down and 10.
Well, we talked about if you continue to hit receivers coming across the middle, sometimes they get what you like to call alligator arms. And that time, he had a little case of it.
Well, and you watch your teammate just get crumpled, and it gets real narrow in there in a hurry.
Yeah.
Pipkin's back. Yeah, just about to say it. Jaquavis Pipkin comes right back into the game. Leon Paul not taking too many chances here. He wants his guy back out there. 5 receivers set this time for Lancaster. Second down and 10. They trail by a point. Lobo defense coming again. Up the middle, Boone puts the hit on the quarterback, but he gets rid of it and completes it, and it's a manual choice again with a catch out to the 45-yard line. That's a first down.
Tell you what, that time Pipkins held his water. He had Boone just coming straight at him. And unfortunately, we've got a Lobo down on the far side. Looks like that's number 42 over there, and that's going to be – oh, do I have a 42?
Yeah, maybe – Caden Brooks has been up and down. I see Caden up. That's not him. So maybe that's Sublett.
46, maybe?
Yeah, that's Kylan.
Okay. Sublett gets up. He's angry. I think immediately thought maybe it was worse than it was, but either way, it may just be a cramp. It looks like he's stretching the toe out like it's a cramp. We talked about the heat at the beginning of the night. Summer made a nice return this week in East Texas.
Yeah.
Which is good if you got a swimming pool, but it's bad if you've got a football game on Friday night.
Oh, they're actually carrying him off the field. How about that one?
Yeah.
And checking in, 23, Jacoby Granville for Longview.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, he'll come in and take Sublett's spot.
If you wonder why a coach does that, you want to put as little pressure on that as possible. You want to get him over on the sideline and get that thing stretched out. But the more he walks on it, the more it cramps.
That's exactly what they're doing. First down, 44-yard line now. Lancaster trying to answer. Blitz coming again with Boone. Toss deep middle of the field. Boy, a lot of hand fighting going on between the just mentioned Jacoby Granville, who they picked on right away, but he was up for it, and it's second down and 10.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They saw a fresh player out there, and they tried him right away. Got caught in a blitz that time. Boone was coming once again, so there wasn't much help back there. So they had the look they wanted. They just couldn't make the pitch and catch.
Dwight Jones, the intended target. 2nd down and 10. This time Pipkins keeping it himself. Got hit in the backfield, stays forward, and falls about a half-yard shy of the 1st down for a gain of 9.
Yeah, unfortunately, they had a shot at him earlier. Boone must have lost his hat. He's going to have to come off. That means 34, the sophomore.
Reese
is going to be back in.
Yep. That's 4-down territory and 3rd down and a yard coming up. We are down to the last 35 seconds of this 3rd quarter. 14-13 Lobos trying to hold on to the lead and at least a share of the district lead. And again, Pipkins, same exact play, that little delayed quarterback draw. Lobo's just not up for it, and he goes for 10 and another 1st down.
Yeah, and if you're wondering where all this coming from, they've been blitzing. Boone, who came to the sideline, blitzed 3 plays in a row, and they've just decided if Longview's going to sell out and send people, they're going to try to catch them in the blitz and take off on the run, and twice they've done so. So that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter.
Yep, Pipkins 10 carries, 74 yards, most of them that kind of thing right there. Quarter ends, Lobos took the lead. They've got 12 minutes left to try to hold it. You're on Longview Game Day.
Over the last 10 years, our office has achieved many record verdicts and settlements. Our commitment has always been to outwork and outfight any opponent we have in whatever courtroom we find ourselves in.
At Godarzi & Young, we have settlements and verdicts that are unmatched. Whether you come face-to-face with the corporation or the insurance company, they know that if they don't justly compensate our clients, they're going to have to face the Godarzi & Young trial team in the courtroom.
Well, we got a heck of a ball game going on for you. It's been blowout city for 4 weeks. It's legit tonight. Number 1 ranked team in Longview getting all they want from their new district opponent, the Lancaster Tigers. This has been an outstanding game.
Well, you talked about these two teams have seen each other in the playoffs the last 2 years. Playoff-type atmosphere tonight, big crowd both sides, and from the start they've been going at each other pretty hard.
All right, what's coming up is a 1st down and 10 for the Tigers after that 10-yard scramble. Scores around the district. Forney's leading Lufkin 34-15. West Mesquite leading North Mesquite 17-16. On 1st down, handoff up the middle. That's Brown for a couple. 2nd down and 8 coming up. Actually, that's number 2, not 1. That's Kewan Lacey for the 2-yard gain.
Tell you what, you kind of just feel like they need to give Pipkins' legs a little rest. They've leaned on him awful heavy tonight to use his feet. Longview's made some good adjustments in the secondary in this second half. They haven't been nearly as successful throwing the ball around.
2nd down and 8. Pipkin back to pass. Again, stepping up. He avoids 1 tackle, avoids a 2nd tackle, and slides down at the 13-yard line. He got away from Caden Brooks at the end. Somebody almost got a hand up in the face mask on the rush, but he avoids that and runs for the 1st down, 12-yard gain.
I tell you, that's been their offense on this drive. It's been either intentional running plays by the quarterback or plays just like that where you get the defense dropping back, they turn their backs, quarterback takes off, makes a big play.
All right, 1st down at the 14-yard line. Pipkin with Brown to his right. A long delay this time as he looks things over. Back to pass. Looking left. It's about to run. Marion Watkins not going to keep up with him. Here comes Darian Boone. He'll grab him down after a gain of 5, make it 6 yards. Almost 7. They're going to mark him down at the 7-yard line.
Yeah, you got a positive spot there. Tell you what, this is what you need to know about Pipkins. He's not a kid you ever want to play the game chase with.
No, no.
A, he's extremely fast, and B, when you get to him, it's hard to get a handle on him.
All right, 2nd down and 3 at the 7. We're going to bunch receivers to the near side this time. See if they're going to split somebody out and look to get a mismatch. Well, Pipkin almost looks like he's trying to draw the Lobos offside. He'll look in that direction, throws one, caught by Brown. Great open field tackle by the Lobos. Coming up to make that is Jaden Simmons. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, it looks like they've got a kid cramping again. Is that number 1?
Yeah, it's Brown.
Yeah, who's a big part of their game, and he's going to hobble off. He's got that cramp walk going.
Mm-hmm. Well, what a great open field tackle by Jaden Simmons.
Well, we've talked about tonight. The Tigers have been awful potent between the 20s, but when they get down inside the 15 or so, this offense that just spreads you out and works on you, not quite as effective. They tried some running down there. That time they tried again, just not as effective when they can spread the Longview defense out in the middle of the field.
Jaden outweighed by 50 pounds and makes the tackle. He goes 155 soaking wet. Brown's 205. Third down. They'll split everybody far side to the wide side of the field this time, except for one. And now they empty the backfield. Roll into the left. They'll throw off his back foot into the end zone, intercepted. Intercepted by the Lobos. That is to Darian Boone again. He finally held on to one. He had a couple of chances in the first half. He makes a big one in the red zone, and the Lobo defense stiffens and holds, and they're going to hold on to that 1 point lead.
I really think they thought Boone was going to come on a blitz. They rode to the left. You always hear coaches say you never want somebody throwing back across their body. That was by design that time. Nobody to blame that time but the coaching staff that made the call. They had the quarterback roll left and then try to throw back towards the middle. Bad decision. Boone gets the INT.
Well, not only the bad decision, but bad decision, it was into triple coverage. And if Tadarian doesn't get that pick, it's Willie that was next. He would have gotten the interception because he was another guy in front of the intended target. And now the Lobos come out at the 20-yard line after the interception. They'll run for a couple. Somebody lost their hat on that. It looks like one of the linebackers lost his. Gain of about 3 or 4. That was a big hit that time on Taylor Tatum after a gain of 3.
Tell you what, Tatum, we talked about he's so low mileage this year. He just hasn't had a game where he's had a bunch of carries. You kind of hope that freshness in the legs really shows up here in the fourth quarter.
Clock rolling, 9-12 and counting, 14-13 Lobos. They'd love another one of those 10-play drives. Right up the middle, Taylor Tatum for a first down as he goes down at the 31-yard line.
Back in the day, if you had an eye back like Taylor Tatum, you just put the ball in their hands in the fourth quarter and try to wear defenses out. We'll see if indeed John King goes old school here, but once again, we remind you there's a young man named Jalen Hale out there, and he's already shown he can do that out and up pattern off the play action.
20 carries, 153 yards for Taylor Tatum. First down Lobos. Clock stopped at 8:38. Here we go again. Back to the ground to Taylor for another 5 yards to the 36-yard line.
If you can continue to gash like that, you just keep Hale in mind, but right now, that's what you want to do. You want to move that line. If you can get 4 or 5 yards on every carry, you just keep doing it.
Tatum coming out this time.
We saw on the earlier drive, they fed the ball to number 15. That's when they like to do this, is when they're in that gun formation. Great thing about Elijah Johnson, he's a good running back out of the shotgun. He's also a good blocker in that formation.
Derensburg coming in, an extra tight end. Wright and Hale to the near side. Johnson in the backfield with Jordan Allen. They'll run a little late pitch option. Boy, it's a dangerous play. Elijah made a great catch and manages to get a little bit of what was going to be a big loss. They'll lose a couple on the play, but that was a bad play to begin with, and Elijah Johnson may have saved it.
Well, he made a great catch or handling of the bad pitch, but it really goes back to the fact that it looks like Longview may take a timeout here to consider this.
Now they got third down and 7:23 and still running on the clock. I don't think you want to stop that clock any. A little bit of trouble from the get-go on that. That was a slow-developing late pitch, and it looked like Jordan really didn't commit to I'm going to run with it. It was I'm going to pitch it the whole way. Here we go on third down and 7, and I got movement.
Yeah, that didn't look good from him. So I really thought they were going to call timeout. Now this turns 3rd and 7, which is somewhat manageable, into 3rd and 12, and you can expect that Lancaster is going to bring everybody on this, and this is where you got to figure out maybe we can get Tatum in space or something like that. We saw him drag Hale across the middle earlier on a similar play.
Tatum's standing alongside John King. They haven't waved him in yet, and apparently he's not going in yet. He acted like he was ready to come back.
Which kind of tips the Longview hand. Typically when Tatum is not out there, they've got the single back. He's in there to block. Sometimes they'll run him underneath and throw that underneath pass to him.
Let's see what, oh boy, half the line moved before. They were not set at all that time, and they're going to give away 5 more yards.
Yeah, look for a moment that maybe they had gotten Lancaster to jump on the hard count, but unfortunately their own offensive lineman jumped as well.
So back-to-back false start penalties. It's now 3rd and 17 coming up.
Yeah, this is where if you had a quarterback/kicker, you'd quick kick the thing, but right now you just need to be careful.
All right, 3rd down, 17. Allen back to pass. That one is, tell you what, from the get-go trouble. Freddie Hawkins broke
we got
off
a penalty
his,
late here.
Yeah, a helmet gets thrown off of one of the Lobos, and maybe Derensburg that lost his hat.
Yeah, that may be a personal foul on the defense, which would be an automatic first down.
Freddie broke off his route. It looked like supposed to run a go route. He broke it off. Jordan followed through with the pass. He ended up throwing it out of bounds, but there was no receiver anywhere near it. Now we're going to have a discussion about what the penalty is.
Yeah, I think the officials are trying to get together on this, make sure everybody's got the same thing. The Whitehead threw that from a long way off. So we'll see if maybe he called a hold on the tight end, trying to hold the tight end.
Yeah, we'll wait for a mic to come on. Yep.
They got him for the face mask. He
Personal
ripped it off.
foul penalty, 15-yard penalty.
Well, that's a bad mistake there by number 12.
Man.
Ronald Warren, the linebacker, rips his helmet off and bails the Lobos out here.
Well, I'll tell you what, they had 3rd and 17, and the personal foul makes that an automatic first down. They'll move it to the 39-yard line. Wow.
The white hat goes all the way over to explain to Leon Paul, the head coach, what he saw.
And, of course, we saw a helmet come flying off in that. And Warren got the handle in there, apparently, and
You're Longview, you want to take advantage of this.
And you say thank you. To the ground they go. Taylor Tatum falls forward to the 44 for a gain of 5, 2nd and 5 coming up.
Kind of getting a little chippy out there right now. Hale in the corner on the far side had to be separated by the head linesman.
And you would expect this is going to be a lot of putting the ball on the ground and going for 4 or 5 yards at a time.
Well, you need a 7-point score up there, make it an 8-point ball game, and you need to eat up as much clock as possible.
The clock is running right now. We're under 6 minutes to play. 2nd down and 5 at the 44-yard line. Back to the ground, Taylor Tatum. There's a flag down. This one's probably going to be a makeup call going against the Lobos. Ball comes out at the end of that, but it was already dead across the 50-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how much makeup it was, but it's probably a hold.
Flag came flying in.
It's the umpire's laundry, so that's typically a hold.
There you go.
Spot foul, so you basically end up with 2nd and 15.
He'll mark it all the way back to the 34-yard line.
If you're Longview, this is where you got to get a little cute. What do you got? You got a play in your back pocket you've been saving all night? This is maybe the time to use it.
Well, the clock just keeps a rolling here. They haven't stopped the clock at all with the penalty.
It'll come out. Don't be surprised they throw it underneath to Johnson in this. He can go get you 7 or 8 yards on this.
2nd down and 15. Pass behind the intended target. That was D.K. Reese, but Jordan Allen, who has just not been crisp tonight, misses that one pretty badly, and now it's 3rd down.
See what they've got now. They've left themselves in a tough position. That's why I thought they'd be a little conservative on that play. Try to get 5, 6, 7 yards and then take another shot at it. They're going to bring Washington in.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Kelvin Washington on offense. He's going to check in now, though.
Might look for a screenplay here if you got number 20 in. He's shown that he's a very capable runner once he gets the football.
We'll see where they line him up. He's going to be in the slot right.
That's where they put Tatum earlier when he ran that seam route.
Rolling and back to pass. Jordan Allen looking. And he'll run out of bounds, holding on to the football, doesn't throw it away, and doesn't make a bad choice, and so it's 4th down.
Yeah, that's a a great observation. No bad choice there. Didn't try to force the ball in where it shouldn't go. But unfortunately, Lobo's not able to take advantage of a huge third down, 15-yard penalty. And now they're going to put it on the shoulders of their defense to try to win this football game.
All right. Fourth down, Michael Fields. Back deep, Tyerick Martin. We know he's trouble. Snap is there. Punt comes out strong. 25-yard line. We know Martin will pick it up. This time he does not. Lets it roll out of bounds at the 12.
Well, kudos to the special team coach again. Since getting the punt block, they've gone to a rugby style that has kept Lancaster's ability to get back there and block a kick at bay. I really like that decision. That time, not only did they use the rugby style, he did an excellent job with it, and so they've got 88 yards to go to try to take the lead.
Well, no, they can kick a field goal and take the lead. They don't need to go all the way to the end zone. That's part of the bad part. We haven't seen them kick, though. They've had 1 point after blocked. They made one. But we haven't seen any field goal attempts. First down, 12-yard line. Pipkin setting up a screen. This one to Martin. They got to get him. 15-yard line. He'll fall forward to the 21 for a gain of 9. And he'll be just a little bit shy of the first down.
They've stopped the clock here. They may see a first down here.
Oh, wow.
Really well set up tunnel screen that time. They set the tunnel up, and he brought the defense with him as he rode left, and that time it was just well executed.
4:21 left. First down at the 22-yard line. Lobos could use one more turnover here. Jeremiah Rougeley getting in there in a hurry. Oh, I thought he was going to get him from behind. He does not, but they take him down for a loss back across the 30-yard line. See who came out of there and got that. That may be 23, Jacoby Granville, who came in for an injured Kylan Sublett earlier and makes a huge play on the sack back to the 20-yard line.
You're right. He read that quickly. As soon as Rougeley flushed him out of the pocket, here comes 23 to make the play.
Well, I'm rooting for Jeremiah. He's had a tough year so far. 3 tackles only, and that almost was his first sack of the season. Second down and 12 back at the 20. They'll bunch 4 receivers. Here he comes again. Quick pass out there. That's Martin, but coming up in a hurry. How about another one from Granville? Back-to-back big plays from the junior Jacoby Granville.
Tell you what, Granville's lobbying for more playing time at this point.
Kylan maybe wanting to get back on that field. Third down and 8.
A little early to say it's 4 downs, but it probably depends on how much yardage they get on third down.
Lobo crowd making a little noise right now. They've been quiet a lot of this night.
They've got a receiver stacked on the far side. It's going to be Lancaster who calls the timeout.
Yeah, the Tigers take the timeout as the Lobos are getting ready in the stands and on the field as they crank their way to a timeout. 3:01 left to play in this ball game. 14-13. We'll take a break here on Longview Game Day.
In Longview, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Charlene Ingram for your insurance and financial needs.
Welcome back. 3:01 left to play. 14-13 Lobos.
Play of the game right here, folks.
Wolf is a howling. Stands are all standing. Lobos pinning their ears back. Kawan Lacey in the backfield with Pipkin. Here comes the rush. They give him time. Toss, middle of the field. Popped up, intercepted, and dropped. Boone had it and couldn't hold on to it. It was in and out of Martin's hands. And Boone looked like he was going to get his second pick of the afternoon or evening. And instead it's fourth down.
Well, I don't blame Boone for that one. He's about to get a whole face full of turf if he holds on to that football. I imagine he put the arms out to protect his body because he was flying through the air when he tried to pick it off. Fourth down, you would expect with the 2 timeouts, the Tigers will punt the football.
And they are. 2:53 left to play. And as you said, they've got 2 chances to stop the clock. Well, Jacoby Granville came up big in that series. Man.
First and foremost, you watch for a fake here.
All right, Jamel Jones, we've talked about before, watching how he catches the punt. This is a little farther to go, 4th and 8. Then they go short. They go short with it. See if they can get there and make the stop. They do. The Lobos collapse on Noah Beaulieu and stop him shy of the 25-yard line. Lancaster got a little cute, and the Lobos made him pay for it.
Well, I don't think anybody was surprised when they snapped the ball to the up man that time. You expect them to do something cute there. They just didn't have the confidence that they could stop Longview. So the fake punt does not work, and Longview gets the ball in great field position. And if you like Taylor Tatum, you may be about to get a full dose of him.
And let's do some kudos there to Jacavian Curry and Willie Nelson for combining to stop that. Curry with the big play on special teams, and the Lobos are going to get the ball at the 24-yard line. Now, Lancaster still got those same 2 timeouts.
They're going to burn 2 timeouts. You need a first down at the minimum here if you are the Lobos, and you really don't want to settle for a field goal here. Field goals can get blocked. Things can go wrong. You want to move the chains, run the clock out.
All right, well, with 2:46, Lobos 14, Tigers 13. To the ground they'll go. Taylor Tatum right up the middle, across the 20 to the 15-yard line, gain of 9.
We talk about it all the time. He's not used a lot. They've got so many weapons on this offense. But when you need to go to him, he's there, and he's excellent. And if you want to run between the tackles, he's your guy.
And see, that 9-yard gain makes it real hard to use your time out there.
Yeah.
And now you put yourself in a position where if you can force another first down, Lancaster's going to have to use timeouts now on 1st and 2nd down.
Yeah, and I would have used one even then. I know they almost gave up the first down, but so much time is going to get milked off the clock here.
Down to 2 minutes. 2nd down and 1. To Tatum again. 1st down to the 9-yard line.
Excellent run. Just patiently waited for the block to happen. Ran a little trap, it looked like. He saw where the hole was. Didn't accelerate too soon. Just took what the defense gave. They moved the chains. And now it's 1st and goal from the 9.
Now Taylor Tatum on the year, 48 carries in 4 games. He's got 24. He's got half that many in this one tonight. 178 yards rushing.
Going to run some clock down here if you're the Lobos. You want to have about 4 or 5 seconds left when you get down there and ready to run the play.
1st down and goal at the 9.
Reminding each other, good handoffs, clean handoffs here. Won't be surprised if they run him off tackle to the left.
Lobos looking to hold on to number 1. They got to kill another minute 15 to do it. Back to Tatum. And he'll stop him at the 6-yard line. 2nd down and goal. You would think this is Lancaster's timeout spot.
They continue to feed him to the middle. No complaints about that. He said as they got possession, we're going to see a whole lot of Taylor Tatum.
Yeah, they'll take their 2nd timeout rather. 1 left for the Tigers. We'll take one as well here on Longview Game Day.
Crunch has everything you need to find your mode. Come check out Crunch Fitness with a free guest pass.
Don't fumble when you're looking for your next trailer. At RJ Trailers, we got the hookup. Cargo Mate, Hallmark, Text Line, Diamond C. We've got the inventory selection to get you into the end zone. Step into savings with RJ Trailers. Don't pass up on the best deals around. RJ Trailers in Longview and online at rjtrailers.com. We've got the hookup.
All righty, welcome back. 2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line. Longview has put themselves in a position to hang on to this district lead. Most important of all the stuff in this conversation, holding on to that district lead.
We talked about at the outset, this was probably the game for the district championship, and it has lived up to its billing. It has been a great game. Not much scoring here in the second half, but chance to bust this thing open and make it over.
You see these two playing each other again?
Quite possible.
Second down, Tatum again up the middle to the 3-yard line. And here comes Lancaster's coach running over to call timeout with 1:03 left.
Yeah, we said he was a track coach. I guess he was a track man, too. That is
Wow.
about as fast as I've seen a coach. You can tell him before the play.
Apparently he didn't get that message.
But 1:03 left on the clock here. Third down. Couple of options you got here if you're Longview. You can go ahead and plan on keeping this thing in bounds. Don't even think about passing the football, or you can try to go for the kill shot. Right now, everybody expects them to continue to run the football. If you pass it and it's incomplete, you give them a timeout. If you run it, they keep it in bounds, then you don't have to worry about that sort of thing because clock's going to continue to run.
Yeah, but you are faced with this. You could kneel down right now, let the clock run out. You'd have to snap one more time, and they'd get the ball with something in the neighborhood of about 25 seconds left.
Yeah, and that's probably what you do instead of kicking a field goal here.
Well, it's third down, so we'll see what they do on third down. Both these teams are on their bye week next week. Longview is going to be home again in 2 weeks to take on Forney. And Lancaster, after their bye week, travels back to East Texas again. They will get Tyler in 2 weeks. There we go. Third down and goal from the 3. Fans are saying punch it in. Taylor Tatum punches it in. You ask for it, you get it. I see you, Callius Ingram. Touchdown Lobos with 59 seconds to go. Taylor Tatum from 3 yards away. They make the lead 20-13.
Still want to be clean here. You want to get your extra point and make it an 8-point ball game. It doesn't end the game. There's a full minute left on the clock. Remember that. This ball game is not over, but you put yourself in great position here, and you want this extra point.
Michael Fields.
I wonder if at all they considered going for 2 here.
Well, I was looking at it too.
If you make it 2 here, this ball game's over.
Point after try is up. It's good for Michael Fields with 59 seconds to go. 21-13 Lobos. We'll take a timeout. Kickoff coming up next here on Game Day.
And now at Orr, we want to buy your used vehicle and we'll give you guaranteed top dollar for yours. And if you prefer to trade, even better, with massive savings on every new vehicle at Orr Cadillac GMC in Longview.
5 plays, 24 yards. Want to know who touched the ball 5 times?
Taylor Tatum touched the ball 5 times.
Taylor Tatum takes it in for the score. And the Lobos with a couple of Taylor Tatum touchdowns tonight.
It starts with the kickoff. They've been very conservative with their kicks tonight. They've not wanted to kick the ball deep all night long.
And on this one, they're going to kick the ball deep and into the end zone. How about that one? Michael Fields. You want to make sure there's no long return? Just kick it into the end zone.
That starts at them at the 25-yard line now. You've got 75 yards to defend. This time they do have to go for a touchdown. It is possible to tie. They cannot beat you on a single score, but they can tie you on a single score. A little different thought right now if you're the Lobos. You want to keep things in front of you. This is where you watch for things like hook and ladders or crossing patterns and things like that that'll get you tangled up and allow for a big play.
27 carries, 187 yards, 2 touchdowns for that man, Taylor Tatum. Lobos with 3 safeties back 20 yards behind the play. Pipkin at quarterback. Rolls to his right. Rush coming. Toss is out. Caught and diving out of bounds is Martin after he goes for 9.
They take advantage of the soft coverage out there on the corners. Right now, Longview is rushing 4 men, no blitz. It's just a straight 4-man front that they're going with. You mentioned the fact that they've got the umbrella out in the secondary.
13 catches, 149 yards for Martin tonight. Wow. But he's averaging about 10 yards a catch. Whoa, high snap. Kippen's going to be in trouble. He goes down to get it, and he'll fall on it back at the 22-yard line. And that's the killer because the clock keeps running now.
Yeah, if you're Longview, you're no hurry to get up here.
The high snap takes it all the way back to the 21-yard line.
Good job that time by Rusley. He was limping a little bit. He knew he didn't want to lay on that turf and let the stop the clock.
Pipkin back to pass, middle of the field, caught. 34-yard line, still short of the first down.
Yeah, well, no, they're giving them the mark.
They got a nice spot at the 35.
Yeah, and they're going to stop the clock from this. Players down.
He got a good spot indeed. Looked like it was short, and I'm sitting right on the 35-yard line. On that reception was Sin Washington.
And if you're just like, well, you get to stop. No, the kids took a big lick. He's down. They're going to check on him. They're going to crank the clock as soon as they get it set. In fact, they'll already have the chain set. So as soon as they get the young man off the field and get lined up, they'll crank this clock.
How about on this night? We said Taylor Tatum, 27 rushes, 187 yards. Jordan Allen did not have his kind of game. 4 of 11, 70 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Jalen Hale, 2 receptions for 48 yards and a touchdown. On the other side, Martin with 13 catches for 149. Pipkins was 20 of 34 for 229, a touchdown and an interception. And he's our leading rusher as well, 14 carries for 75 yards tonight. First down at the 35-yard line, 24 seconds left to play. Pipkins back to pass. Rush coming, steps up. There's a flag down. He goes down at the 34-yard line, but holding was called behind that, it looks like.
Yeah, that's just a desperation play, and they're going to mark that off. And I don't know in high school if we run some clock off on that or not.
Let's see, we're going to get a call here. He wants, I'm sure, to move him backward. John Kings and make it 10 yards harder.
Yeah.
Penalty is going to be called on Duval Chapman. He's had trouble really all night long. Shepard was giving him a hard time. How about the night for Jarius Shepard? I am with 3 sacks. I may not be completely accurate, but he's been around the quarterback all evening long.
Well, he's been a thorn in their side all evening. He's been working against 2 men most of the time.
All right, so with 12 seconds, they'll start running the clock from the 25-yard line. Here's Derensburg coming at the quarterback. Pipkins throw incomplete. There's time for one more play with 5 seconds left.
And it looks like we've maybe got another cramp here on the near side.
Yeah, Dwight Jones cramping up.
He's going to limp off. Shepard's going to come off the field as they try to keep fresh bodies in here. A lot of stunts you've been seeing around. They got a 4-man front, and watching the defensive line play here, they've been running a couple of stunts here and there.
Well, this should be your last snap.
You got pretty much Big Ben, Hail Mary, whatever terminology you want over there on the far side. Bunch of receivers going down the field together.
Unless you got a defensive penalty, this should do it. 4 receivers left. Jones, who just saw cramping up to the right, and Lobo's going to take a timeout.
They saw something there. Want to remind everybody about hook and ladder type plays. Want to remind everybody, if you're the receiver over here or the DB over here on the far side and you got one-on-one, you've got to make sure to keep that man in front of you.
Tell you what, this game began in a fast-paced style for Lancaster. It took the Lobos a minute to kind of get adapted to it, but when they did, they finally figured it out. In the second half, they slowed this thing down a lot. Lancaster scored first quarter, the only score. Eric Martin with a 17-yard reception to make it 7-0. Jalen Hale matched him with a 35-yard touchdown in the second quarter to make it a 7-6 ball game. Kyson Brown from 1 yard away made it 13-7. Missed extra point, loomed large for a while. That was the halftime score. Taylor Tatum in the second half. 37-yard run in the third quarter to make it 14-13, and a 3-yard score here late in the fourth quarter to make it 21-13.
Yeah, I think they decided to go with an extra DB, make sure they had safety help over here on the near side. They didn't have that a while ago. They were more looking at what was going on the far side.
And to Darian Boone with another interception. Jones going to throw back across his body, and the Lobos are going to get another one. That's Boone with another one. As the clock expires, he picks off his second one of the game, his 3rd interception in the last couple of weeks. And the Lobos go to 5-0 with a 21-13 win over Lancaster. And how about that Lobo defense? They got stunned in the beginning, but boy, they held strong and pitched a shutout in the second half.
Well, if you're wondering if Longview has that championship pedigree, you get them in a ball game like this, which is just a dogfight from the start, and see how they respond. Tonight, they responded like you want them to. They just hung tough. They took some shots early and continued to battle. Had an opportunity to get a second score early, had an interception. Might have been a little bigger blowout. Allen just didn't have his game tonight. He had his worst game of the year. We think he can do a lot better than that. He's played well all year. So we expect him to have better games in big games, but won't be surprised to see these two face each other down the line.
How about some scores before we let you go? McKinney was a winner over Tyler. That was yesterday, 34-13. West Mesquite's trailing North Mesquite with 5.5 to play, 30-24. Forney finished off Lufkin, 41-21. So within the district, just a quick rundown now. Longview is 5-0 with a 2-0 mark in district. Forney is also 2-1, and those two teams will play right here 2 weeks from tonight. Lancaster now 3-2 on the season. They are 1-1 in district play. Tyler takes the loss. They are 1-1 in district play. Lufkin lost. They're 0-2 in district play. We're still waiting on the two Mesquites to finish off their game tonight. But what a win tonight. John King gets win number 202, and the Lobos with a 21-13 win as they knock off Lancaster and send the Tigers back home, having lost for 3 times in the last 3 years to this same Longview team. And I'm sure they're steeling themselves for a playoff rematch.
Well, I think they'd like that. Great job by the Lobos. Great job by you tonight. Playing hurt, came through in the clutch.
Well, we'll get some rest. We'll have a better voice in 2 weeks, and hopefully we'll bring ourselves a 6th win of this season. Tell you what, I want to thank the game day crew. The camera guys are phenomenal. I know we had some issues with the glitchy tonight, little network issues, but we'll make sure that's fixed. And when we get you back here in 2 weeks, we'll be even better than we were today.
Looking forward to it.
That'll do it. For Frank Sides, for Cam, of course, for Morgan Smith, my partner Tony Kirk, I'm Chuck Zach. Thanks so much for tuning in. You've been watching Longview Lobo football right here on the home of the Lobos, Longview Game Day. So